For now?
Go, 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 go.
Thanks the money, stupid fuck.
I love it. Go, 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 go.
By eBay.
Hell!
Hateful slurs. Lame brain pieces of dumb fucking hateful slurs.
Why am I talking? I love it.
Hey, Mr. Burnell, you there?
I am present. I understand. He's claiming that he's got $5,000 a month in expenses and only $5,000 a month in income, and net's about $35.
It's Tevin's fault. It complements the flavor perfectly. And it's so weird because it's nothing like any other cuisine. It really isn't. I can't even tell you another cuisine that tastes like that. But it's so good. And what I like about Mediterranean food is usually when you get it, you get such a good variety of stuff. Like I got, it came with hummus and pitas. You dip the pitas in the hummus, and that was delicious.
Robust.
Insanely flavorful chicken. It's not dry. It's freaking
Robust.
Give me this dipping sauce, garlic infused dipping sauce.
Robust.
I will tell you guys is thus.
Robust. Robust.
They came with their rice, which is the seasoned rice. That just tastes, again, it tastes kind of different from other cultural rices. It has peas and carrots, but it's also got this unique seasoning in it that's really good. And then also a side salad, which was like lettuce, tomato, onion,
Robust.
insanely flavorful chicken. It's not dry. It's freaking
Robust.
Give me this dipping sauce, garlic infused dipping sauce.
Robust.
I will tell you guys is thus.
Robust. Robust. Robust.
We went and got dinner. Now, this was a double-edged sword.
Because you're not rich and you're not famous and you're not this and you're not that. You had an opportunity to be, but you blew it all. And I said, well, oh well. I'm proud of that. I guess I'm proud to be a loser.
This one's for all my baby girls.
I'll be the guy on level 1. I streamed myself masturbating. I'll be the guy.
Fuck life.
I'll be the for the thousands of children. I'll be the guy on level 1.
You're still on mission 1.
I'll be the guy on level 1. Level 1. Married happily, paycheck to paycheck happily, meaningful relationship, meaningful life with a family. And that, by the way, I have to raise money to pay 2 big bills next week. All my utilities are due next week. Tomorrow, if I stop streaming, I would not be able to get a job. So it would be the end of my life. But outside of that, everything else is good in my life. You know what I mean? So I'll be the guy on level 1. I streamed myself masturbating. I'll be the guy.
Fuck life.
I'll be the for the thousands of children. I'll be the guy on level 1.
You're still on mission 1.
I'll be the guy. I'll be the thousands of children.
Let me tell you something. When your life is all positive instead of negative, it's a much better situation. Big ups to your dad, and I can tell you that from personal experience. Look at my life now. I have a beautiful wife. I have a beautiful life with a family, right? Everything here is so much better than what I had before. Why? Because I'm a positive person.
Now, what does the sugar do in the sauce?
Adds sweetness, adds a contrast. If you don't, it's all going to be tartness, and you won't have any
It's going
kind
to be
of sweetness
acidity
to
from
the sauce.
tomatoes.
Right, you'll have
And then spice.
tart and it's acid and nothing else. All right. So now we got to stir all that in, and then we add our final ingredients, and then the meat.
This one's for all my baby girls.
Italian wife. Italian wife. Italian bills. Italian
Italian dark side fit. Italian life. Italian wife. Italian chill. Italian can't give her a pill. I'm half kind of European mix. European style, Asian fusion style tips. Greasy hair. Pasta once a week. Authentic style, Asian fusion style, Italian.
Guess what else we're gonna add?
What?
Sausage. Italian sausage. That's gonna go in here too.
I love sausage. I have had many varieties.
Italian life. Italian wife. Italian bills. Italian dark side fit. Italian life. Italian wife. Italian chill. Italian can't give her a pill. Why do you pretend to be Italian? I don't. I'm not full-blooded Italian. That'd be ridiculous for me to claim. I'm a quarter Italian. I am 1/4 Polish, and then I'm half kind of European mix. Now, I do have a favor to ask. Okay, I mentioned this on tonight's late stream. I'm gonna.
Fuck your favour, Phil. Right. Okay. I wonder if he'll bring up his Twitter again today. Possibly might. Who knows? Right. We have got a big full list here. Oh, Punny Sorry Boomer is back. Cool. I've seen he posted Guess Who's Back, and then he retracted the message, which I thought was strange, so I thought I'd call him. I was like, who's back? Never knew you were actually away, so I'm sorry, but I didn't realise you were away, but welcome back, you Punny Sorry Boomer. I hope wherever you were, it wasn't anything too bad, and welcome back, and welcome everyone else. Right, Dashy, you're up. Give us what we need, and we will get it sorted. Now, no pressure, Dashy, but we're expecting great things here. What are you calling a date, you fucking bam? Dashy's been mean to me, calling me an idiot. Good job I'm so thick-skinned, or I would have banned him by now. Alright. I know you're really kidding, Dashy, sorry, I'm just having some fun. Right, we have got all our stuff here. The word we're going to use is idiot. Every time I fucking click on the wrong thing. Right, let's generate bingo cards, and we need a number. If I was going to be rude, I'd call you, oh, you. Demod him right now. I was over the menu, it was tempting. Right, I'm going to generate bingo cards, and we need a number. Profit says 96. You know what? I've not even generated the damn cards yet, but I assume they're 96 worth. We're going to go with 96. Profit. Just zooming in there faster than a speeding bullet. Idiot. And as you can see, there's 258 results, which means there's 257 bingo cards. We only need to get a 96th. That's a very good point. I forgot. Dash, I completely forgot you're picking the number. Right, give us a number. You're right, you actually did say Dash. I'm so used to having one person pick the thing and another person pick a number. I decided just today that Dash is picking both. Sorry, Prophet. We'll do. You'll pick a number tomorrow, Prophet. How's that? Dashy, pick a number. As you said, the bingo cards are prepared. 6. Wow, that's really fucking low. So we'll go to the 7th result, which will be the 6th card. And there it is. This is the apparently winning bingo card for us today. Toxic, him being toxic in general, him self-bragging about something, a damn close-up, him mentioning Snow Carl, and him chewing his nails. And then saying engagement, see what happens, sounds good, comment, and excited. Him doing his creepy-ass whisper. What I mean by that is... snort. Oh, why is that going all weird? Oh, fuck it, it's just going to stay that way. I think it's going weird because I must have had that typed in Yeah, I fucking free space description. I must have hovered over that and accidentally typed it. Right. Don't worry, we're not lost a bingo card. Because it's 7 down. So there you go. We'll just have to. That'll be there. That's no worries. My cards usually get 2 lines. There you go. Oh, leaning band's part of it, so we need to get Phil's chat up. Then him saying idiot would be great. Him clearing his throat, his voice cracking, and saying new games. Finally, a Y/T-pose, him burping, dead air, chair creak, and him saying gifted memberships. Quite a strong card, I think. We will see what happens. So I am going to save this card very quickly. Before I even save the card, I think I'll play some music fees from the playlist from Meerkat Mob. And yeah, I'll get the stream set up, so bear with me, guys. And I'll get it all set up now. Thank you very much, Dashy. Let's hope that you have picked a very fruitful card. And Prophet, you're in charge tomorrow, Prophet. How's that? Prophet is in charge tomorrow, because I feel hard done, but I feel like I denied him unfairly there, because I completely forgot Dashy's also picked a number. So Prophet's in charge tomorrow, and if I forget tomorrow, then, just, all men dates and all that shit. Like Dash done earlier on. So there you go. Let's enjoy some Meerkat music. We'll wait for Phil to actually properly go live.
I'll probably be mentioning it on every stream this week. Here's the deal. This week I have 2 very large bills due. But then I also have my day off on Wednesday. I bring this up because I need you to refocus your support if you were already planning on supporting me this weekend.
This one's for all my baby girls.
Phil's a joke, Phil's a clown.
Fucking loser.
Phil's this, Phil's that.
He's a loco.
Phil's a beggar. Phil's a beggar. Phil's a joke, Phil's a clown. Phil's this, Phil's that.
Always going broke.
Phil's a beggar.
He's a loco.
Phil's a beggar.
If you think that someone who has to live day to day on tips and shit is funny, oh, so hilarious that this guy has stuff financially tight. Ha 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 ha. No, it's not fucking funny. Now shut up.
Phil's a joke, Phil's a clown. Phil's this, Phil's that.
He's a loco.
Phil's a beggar.
Begging.
Phil's a beggar. Phil's a joke, Phil's a clown.
Always going broke.
Phil's this, Phil's that.
He's a loco.
Phil's a beggar.
He's a loco.
Phil's a beggar. That's not begging.
Okay, I'll be honest, it makes me nervous because I've noticed recently there's actually been an uptick in super chats, which is great. It helps the channel long term, and certainly I'm not being ungrateful, and if that's the only way that you can contribute or support the channel, great. If you can help me and tip me, please do. That's what I need help with right now, okay? Again, I'm not asking for anything above and beyond. Idiots will come out in prayers. Phil's saying he wants you to pay directly.
This dude is a piece of fucking garbage.
Yesterday was a really slow day for me on stream. I didn't make a lot of support yesterday. It's you guys, and how much you're liking the content I'm doing in a given day, how much you can afford to support that content. Can you argue it's a begging model? I mean, I guess.
This dude is a piece of fucking garbage.
I need this money, I get this money, beg for this money, I want the money. The only time I chill is when I pay my bills. The only time I get to chill is when I spend the bills.
Scumbags and mental cases on the internet still support. I'm a beggar and I'm a loser and I'm on level 1. And I can't go on a honeymoon with my wife. I'm paycheck to paycheck. I'm on level 1.
I need this money, I get this money, beg for this money, I want the money. The only time I chill is when I pay my bills. The only time I get to chill is when I spend the bills. I need this money, I get this money, beg for this money, I want the money. The only time I chill is when I pay my bills. The only time I get to chill is when I spend the bills.
If you are watching his shows and you're paying his bills, you're a fucking loser. You should not support this guy. He had an opportunity to make serious money to entertain you, and he wouldn't do it. But you're gonna still fucking give him $200? You're gonna give him $50 to pay his fucking bills? Nah, you got a job. You keep your money. Fuck that guy.
I understand that people right now are so hyped for the gifted memberships, and I'm very grateful for that. I mean, thank you. But I hope that that doesn't mean that people are going to forego tipping, because that would put me in a bad situation. And in particular, and I don't know why you guys, okay, why are you laughing? Grocery shopping, tips. Meal with my wife, tips. Coming up, my day off on Tuesday, tips. Nintendo Online, tips. Bills and stuff, tips. Tips are the liquidity of my business. Why are you laughing? Oh, so hilarious that this guy has stuff financially tight. I literally can't afford stuff on Tuesday on my day off, and you're gonna laugh? Oh, it's funny. When you can't go and do something with your family on your day off, your one day off for the week when you're working full-time 6 days a week, that's funny, right? No, it's not fucking funny. Now shut up. Grocery shopping, tips. Meal with my wife, tips. Coming up, my day off on Tuesday, tips. Nintendo Online, tips. Bills and stuff, tips. Tips are the liquidity of my business. Grocery shopping, tips. Meal with my wife, tips. Coming up, my day off on Tuesday, tips. Nintendo Online, tips. Bills and stuff, tips. Tips are the liquidity of my business. Huh?
This one's for all my baby girls.
Now, what does the sugar do in the sauce?
Adds sweetness, adds a contrast. If you don't, it's all going to be tartness, and you won't have any
It's going
kind
to
of
be
sweetness
acidity
to
from
the sauce.
tomatoes.
Right, you'll have
And then
tart,
spice.
tart and it's acid and nothing else. All right. So now we got to stir all that in, and then we add our final ingredients, and then the meat.
This one's for all my baby girls.
Italian wife. Italian wife. Italian bills. Italian dark side flip. Italian wife. Italian wife. Italian chill. Italian caregiver pill. I'm half kind of European mix. European style, Asian fusion style tips. Greasy hair. Pasta once a week. Authentic style, Asian fusion style, Italian.
Guess what else we're going to add?
What?
Sausage. Italian sausage. That's going to go in here too.
I love sausage. I have had many varieties.
Italian wife. Italian wife. Italian bills. Italian dark side flip. Italian wife. Italian wife. Italian chill. Italian caregiver pill. Why do you pretend to be Italian? I don't. I'm not full-blooded Italian. That'd be ridiculous for me to claim. I'm a quarter Italian. I am 1/4 Polish, and then I'm half kind of European mix. It complements the flavor perfectly. And it's so weird because it's nothing like any other cuisine. It really isn't. I can't even tell you another cuisine that tastes like that. But it's so good. And what I like about Mediterranean food is usually when you get it, you get such a good variety of stuff. Like I got, so it came with hummus and pitas. You dip the pitas in the hummus, and that was delicious. Robust, insanely flavorful chicken. It's not dry. It's freaking robust. Give me this dipping sauce, garlic infused dipping sauce. Robust. I will tell you guys is thus. Robust. Robust. They came with their rice, which is the seasoned rice. That just tastes, again, it tastes kind of different from other cultural rices. It has peas and carrots, but it's also got this unique seasoning in it that's really good. And then also a side salad, which was like lettuce, tomato, onion, robust, insanely flavorful chicken. It's not dry. It's freaking robust. Give give you this dipping sauce, garlic infused dipping sauce.
Robust.
I will tell you guys is thus.
Robust. Robust. Robust.
We went and got dinner. Now, this was a double-edged sword. We knew that the restaurant we were going to was probably going to be good. It was a very high-end, Chinese-style, Asian fusion-style restaurant, okay? Ladies and gentlemen, now it is time. It's a segment that everyone looks forward to, one of the highest-rated segments of all time.
We'll come back to Day Off. It's a great tune, but let's educate ourselves on how well done and how well felt done yesterday. And let me show you guys. I guess I would help you guys can see what I'm seeing. A bit cruel memory-wise. Hello, welcome to the tips track. Everyone can see that on the screen, can't they? Fable had a lot of support yesterday, and it's the kind of support for the most part fellas love seeing, because I mean, also it's not like one massive like tip. Also, some big tips were involved, but for the most part, that's like, how many is that? Look, Phil got $253 yesterday on Fable. Did he really get that much? Big Boss was the majority of it, obviously. Big Boss made up $113 by themselves, but that was a very successful day stream. $253 on one singular stream, but a night stream was an absolute crawl. The night stream didn't even get Gunner Glasses. $40 recorded. I'm open to the giveaway for more Snartastic, not for safe work for some erotica story when it's archived Steam. Mal Kelp, that's very bizarre, and trying to read it in your way. Could you add not asking above and beyond to the bingo? I could add it for future reference if people want me to, but not on this occasion. We've already picked a bingo card, we've already got a bingo card sorted. So in total, last night, Phil Burnell made $293 in tips, which is almost a full perfect day. That's like 2 perfect streams for him. I'll say a day before, I'll say you get this fucking random ass massive. It's incredible. Actually, I completely forgot Big Boss made some more tips as well. Big Boss had more than just that. Now I think about it. I'll just add up all Big Boss's tips all by themselves. I think that's all of them. Big Boss contributed $125 on their own. So he was responsible for over half of the total income Phil received yesterday. Is that right? No, almost half, almost half. It was like 40% of it or something. If I got almost $300 and one guy gave him 125, yeah, about 40%. But yeah, that's a really good day at the office for Phil. But one person just dropping that much money in him one time. Why is every paper socket so annoying? What's I'm saying? Phil tracks him. Sorry, Phil. Piece tracks him. So if somebody tips, he can't track the alias, and there's all the bigger boss. So the bigger boss is Big Boss. Oh, so according to Piece, this is the same guy. This one anyway. I don't know. I'm trying to understand Piece's kind of logic here when he logs these things. I don't know, fuck it. But anyway, very good day at the office for Phil yesterday, essentially. But there you go. If you go to the dashboard and this thing, oh, look how successful he was back in. Look at all these fucking total tips he had when you're recording back in 2021, over a year ago. There's 10 grand right there from what I've highlighted. $10,000 in tips from the 5th of May 2021 to the 26th of May. That's insane. So blue is when he exceeds the total, right? So blue, there's a kind of colour indicator. If it's gone dark blue, he's gone over his total, the desired amount for the day, his top goals essentially. Green is him having a good day, I think, when he's made it to... Well, what's the threshold for green, I wonder? It must be over 200, essentially. Yeah, because that's kind of just under it, and that's just over it. Yeah, over $200, it goes green. Yellow is between 100, I guess, 100 and 200. And anything below 100 is red. So you see plenty of green and yellows all of a sudden, very few blues, plenty of greens, and then plenty of yellows. But this, I mean, keep in mind, this is full day. This is full day I'm looking at. Obviously, there's a day stream here, night stream here, and then also combined, it's here. But yeah, look at that. Yeah, if you had a really bad time here, man. $62 in a single day. $92 in a single day. $96 in a single day. That's what I'm saying though. When things are tough, you'll make a little begging video or whatever, or you'll make a desperate tweet, and they'll come out and support him usually a day or two later. Every time without fail, they will step up for him when he cries about it. Case in point, $92 in one day. Guys, I'm really worried. Next day, $351. So, it is what it is. A green stream is 100 to 149, so a green day is 200 to 300 or 209. Yeah, okay, yeah, very true. Right, anyway. Back to this. Ignore the YouTube search up here. It's not relevant at all, although it's probably accurate. Let me actually look at my notepad very quickly. Not asking above and beyond. I might just add above and beyond. Above and beyond. Well, I'll add it to the list anyway, and if it gets used, we'll see. Phil is not actually live properly. He is all live, as in the video's live, but he's just got the free stream music going, so... Garbage music. Do we have a time for contributions before he starts? Oh, definitely, yeah, absolutely. If you give me a second, I can try and pull it up for you. How would I find it? How would I find it easily? I really should just have it linked. I don't know. For sure, give me a second, I'll try and pull up. Oh, Phil's actually, I want to see what Phil's talking about. 2 seconds, guys. He's talking about Odyssey, the website Odyssey, which people are using as like a YouTube backup. And he's talking about the, like, moving there potentially. It says Odyssey runs on blockchain, and I have no idea how that would work. So he's skeptical immediately about that kind of thing. To be honest, so am I. Yeah, blockchain is sounding quite crypto for me, as only Kawaii Coffee says in the chat. I don't know. I said, I'm on Odyssey, but I've literally used it as an archive. I've not tried to do anything else with it other than put all my old shit on there in case I get got by you-know-who. But, yeah. Let's search for... Well, let's enjoy this music first by this one. I started this one, so let's finish this one.
That I've ever done. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is time. Phil's day off.
What's up, Piggy? Let's get it started.
Big ups, your cat.
It's my day off. Might leave the camera on and jerk off. It's my day off. Spend money on pools and dumb shit. It's my day off. Might go out with my bitch wife, can't give me money today. Give me money today.
This is where my fucking money goes to every month. Garbage dump, grocery shopping, pay my taxes, pet store, pay my bills, blowing his money on mobile games, blowing his money on this and that. I'm spending all this money buying DoorDash for my business. I need to put disgusting food in the mouths of my family members. Obviously, I need tips. Yes, I spend money on mobile games. Okay? These are my life priorities. Pay my taxes.
It's my day off. Might leave the camera on and jerk off. It's my day off. Spend money on pools and dumb shit. It's my day off. might go out with my bitch wife. Can't give me money today.
Obviously, I need tips.
Give me money today.
This is where my fucking money goes to every month.
Shout out to the trolls.
For those who contributed, thank you. It would be great if we get a few more tips. To make up earlier today, we did not hit the hat goal either. It's been a very slow day. It would be great if we could pick it up a little bit with maybe some contributions tonight with tips. If you can. Just saying. You know, I know some people are super chatting or whatever. That helps long term. But right now, I really can help. Tomorrow's my day off. The tips I'll have for my day off, you see?
Give me money today.
Alright, let me pull up contributions. Pixar animation. And there is contributions. Let's get this up. And we will go back. Make it full screen. I will hide this for now and show this. Yep, we're getting 2kg showing up. So, right, before we start full stream, which will keep it live in a second, so let's enjoy this while we can.
On September 14th, a pre-authorized payment of $16.51 from PayPal.
All right, Luna Mills has tipped me $1.30. It says, I'm back. What's your favorite type of shower? When you're showered in money. When you go outside and all of a sudden greenbacks start falling from the sky and you raise your face up, you're like, oh, you start dancing, you go, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. All right, I don't know what the hell you're talking about, but thank you for the first tip of the day. Money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, money, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, 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 yeah, yeah. Money, money, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. These contributions are mandatory. Money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, money, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, 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 yeah, yeah. Money, money, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. These contributions are mandatory. Show me the money. Money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, money, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, 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 yeah, yeah. Money, money, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. These contributions are mandatory. And it's gone, just gone like that. In an instant, fucking gone.
And gone. Oh, the Ravens Dolphins live right now. We'll not go to them right now. We'll go back to Phil. And wait for him to go live. What's he saying now? He says Odyssey sounds like Blip TV was. Blip was like empty besides Nostalgia Critic and Angry Joe. He's already calling us a chill Sunday. Oh, I really should go back to the bingo. No, that's the wrong thing. This one, there you go. Right. But yeah, man, I love that contributions tune. Like the tune, obviously it's such a simple like kind of lyrics, but it's just the way it hits that vibe. Yeah, good try, give more blood, good try. There is no sound, actually, I control the soundboard. So give more blood trying his best to do sounds when I control all the sounds.
Shut up, bitch! Bruh.
It's a nice try, but I control all the sounds.
Shut the fuck up, you cunt!
I know I should update the soundboard a wee bit more, but I've not really thought of anything to do exactly with it. What's Phil talking about now? I'm trying to remember why I made it so far back, but Twitch didn't exist in 2008. It was just on TV at the time. Yeah, just talking about other streaming services, I guess. Yeah, I got Bruh and Got to Wish.
Gotcha, bitch.
But I really have very rare occasions to use those two. Although as soon as Phil turns up, I'm going to hit him with this again.
Go back to Supercuts and get your $5 back, jabroni! Oh no!
I just think it's pretty funny, you know. Even though, as I was saying, he's not actually had a haircut for a while now, but his hair still looks fucking ridiculous usually, especially these days. It's that just woke up from a drunken night look of his. So, guys, our bingo card is looking quite strong, I think. Because of lean and ban, I'm not going to be pausing much at all until we get the lean and ban ticked off, essentially. Because I don't want to fall too far behind the video and the chat. The chat's live non-stop. If I pause the video, the chat's going to keep going. So in order to try and make sure we don't miss the lean and ban happening, I'm going to pause at the start anyway. And hopefully Phil does a quick lean and ban. Hopefully he will be quite on the, feeling quite vindictive and toxic early on, so we can get a very nice quick lean and ban happening. And it means if we do need to pause later on, we can, without having to worry about missing a potential lean and ban that can sometimes go onto the radar. He's got the balding racing stripe down the middle of his head. It's a good point, Hammerfist Media. Very good point. But yeah, I like this bingo card today. Him being toxic, the top left says toxic, just him being generally toxic for no real reason. Like, it's either towards fans or game devs or about a service or whatever. If he's just been pointlessly shitty towards him, that's obviously being toxic. So, yeah. The self-brag is just him talking about how amazing he is. I guess if him talking about having almost 200k subs, I think would technically count as that, because he would talk about, I've rebranded and all that shit. That's a self-brag, obviously. I'm trying to just explain the things for people that might not know what they constitute. Dead air, him being quiet as fuck, just like 5 whole seconds at least or something. The Y/T pose, he sometimes holds his arms out for a while in a T pose or up in the air in a strange Y pose. And the lean and ban's quite self-explanatory. Yeah, there's actually nothing too confusing to explain this bingo card. I feel like I'm explaining the bingo card, which I don't really mean to necessarily do, but I know some people do get confused sometimes with the bingo cards. And obviously, if it's not got an asterisk around it, if it just says the word itself without a symbol on either side, it means he has to say those things. He has to say snowcal, for example. He has to say engagement. He has to say see what happens. He has to say sound good. And so on and so on. So yeah, that's that explained and out of the way. Now all we need to do is wait for this fucking idiot to go live properly. This is the thing as well, we actually don't have to worry about a sudden start, because he has an intro now. Remember, guys, he has an intro and it's starting right now. Would you look at that? Let's enjoy the show. Good luck, guys. Remember, tag me if I miss anything.
Devil, there's a dark CD or dark CD Phil.
Hi, my name is what? My name is who? My name is
Dark C Devil.
Hi, my name is what? My name is who? My name is
Slim Dark C Devil.
All right, good morning, everyone, and welcome to a fresh new episode of the Level 1 Podcast. I'm Darkside Phil, of course. Today is Sunday, the 17th of July, 2022, and I welcome you here to the show. How's everyone doing today? I hope you're doing all right. I hope you're doing fine. I'm doing fine. I am ready for a fun, full day of gameplay streaming, as I hope you are as well. All right, cool. How's everyone's weekend going? Hopefully it's going well for you. It's cooler today here in Washington State. The temperatures have dipped a bit, which is good. No sun outside, just cloudy, which means likely it won't be as hot today as it has been. Maybe I won't need my air conditioners pumping all day. For those wondering, Jasper may be joining us later today. We'll see how he feels. You know, some days he's available to join us and he comes in right away and he messes around, and other days he kind of like doesn't feel like coming in for whatever reason. I guess we'll see what happens today, but he'll be welcome. I think, I'm trying to think, after today's break, after today's major break in the Final Fantasy VII portion of the stream, he'll be able to join us. He'll also be able to join us for the late stream tonight, which incidentally is a new game playthrough. When I say that, I mean a new game playthrough, not a new game playthrough. You know what I'm saying? It's not a brand new game, but it is a new playthrough of a game, so it's a game playthrough. There you go. I'm sure that was very self-explanatory. Anyway, hope you guys are excited for a full and fun day of gameplay, but we've also, of course, got a podcast today, and we're going to be talking a little bit about the schedule for the rest of the week, which is getting very exciting at this point. For those who don't know, it's going to be a pretty awesome new release week with a double new release after literally like a month without a new game. We had 2 new games this week, okay? The early previews for Stray are starting to be talked about on the internet. I think so. A few of them went up this morning. The game certainly looks unique, let's put it that way. And I'll actually talk a little bit about that here on today's episode of the Level 1 podcast. But if anything, it's going to be a breath of fresh air to be doing something new and different as opposed to all the retro stuff I've been doing. Not to say I haven't enjoyed doing the retro stuff. I mean, take a look at the fun playthroughs we've done over the last few weeks, including the Sonic Origins collection, the Castlevania Anniversary collection, me going back and playing old RPGs like Final Fantasy VII, Fable Anniversary, etc. It's certainly been a great time, but at the very same time, I could totally understand for those of you who've been waiting and clamoring for a new game, like give me something new for Phil to play. You guys love it when I cover new games. And actually, we have an audience of people who come by and just watch me play new games. I'm absolutely aware of this. They don't care about the retro stuff. You know, they'll come back whenever there's a new release to see me cover it and see what I think about it. So I'm excited for Tuesday when we get a double new release day. Should be a really good day. And a really good week in general covering the new games. Although, admittedly, I don't think either game is going to be too lengthy. It should still be a good time and a good variety, too, for everything. Because when you have a new game balanced with retro, now it feels like you got a little bit of something different every stream. Not to say that Final Fantasy VII is the same as old school Capcom fighting games, is the same as, say, Castlevania. Obviously, they're all very different. But at the same time, some people categorize them in this genre of retro and then don't really see the variety if they don't really care about those games. See what I'm saying? So, this should be an interesting week. And tonight we're starting a new playthrough as well, Super Mario Brothers 2, which is pretty exciting. In fact, why don't we get to the schedule? Why don't we get through this and tackle it so that we can get past that and talk about other topics? Sound good? And by the way, I just want to say, Shogoth, thank you. Very generous tip. As you know, the shout-out segment is at the end of the end of the Level 1 podcast. Excuse me. What a horrible misspeaking to call this the pre-stream podcast. We all know that it's very much not the case. That's not what this is called. Okay. All right, so today it's the Level 1 podcast. One of the major things we're going to talk about today is further discussion of PCs in general and what components I'm going to need to upgrade my setup. Yesterday we talked all about CPUs. I had zero understanding of current CPUs for PCs, and now I have a good understanding of it. So it was pretty useful. Now today we're going to talk likely about GPUs and the differences between them, maybe some RAM discussion, just to get some facts out there and I can know what I'm looking for, because we're going to very shortly be looking to do an upgrade to my setup. But once I determine what I need, then I can figure out the cost, etc. You see? Okay. So we'll probably do some of that today as well. First stream today is Final Fantasy VII continuing on. If you've been following the playthrough, the first thing you would know is that this has been one of the most chill playthroughs and most fun and interactive, engaging playthroughs that I've done in a while. I used to play Final Fantasy VII back in the day. I've played it probably around 3 times all the way through. Time number 1, I basically just kind of beat it. Time number 2, I went back and did everything, including Emerald and Ruby weapon boss fights, the super boss fights. And then I played it again on PC later on with better graphics. So I've played the game many times, but it was 20 years ago. So what's funny is I'm really not remembering a lot about the order of sequence of the games. Like, I couldn't have even told you that last stream we were going to do Cosmo Canyon. I don't remember the order of events in the game because it's been so long since I played it. I don't even remember at all where we're going next. Now that we're beating Cosmo Canyon, we're going to be moving on today. I have no clue what order or sequence of events is. I'm just... it's jumbled in my mind, okay? So, I think this is going to be fun. It's exciting. You guys have been a great audience so far for Final Fantasy VII. Keep in mind, this is a game that I always had a bad association in my mind. Not necessarily for fair reasons, but back in the day, I loved Final Fantasy 2 and 3, which now we know are 4 and 6, but they were called 2 and 3 in the United States, Super Nintendo games. I absolutely loved them. Then when Final Fantasy VII came out, it's like they never existed. Everyone just, oh, this is the first and best Final Fantasy game. What? What are you talking about? No, it's the first one that's 3D. It's the first one with polygons. It's the first one on PlayStation. But people acted like it was literally the beginning of a series. And it was so overhyped. So ridiculously over-the-top hype that all discussion of previous Final Fantasies was erased. And that pissed me off. I really felt like the game was overhyped, especially because in the plot, there's a lot of confusing things. And I really feel that Cloud, at least, again, from my memories 20 years ago, I feel that Cloud is not a convincing protagonist. In fact, it seems like everything in the game is based around everyone but Cloud at times. Like the last few streams, right? What have we been dealing with? Well, Barrett and his history, right? What happened to him in Corel when the town was destroyed, and his history with the other person dying. And then Nanaki, or Nanaki, I don't know how to pronounce it, also known as Red 13, and his history in Cosmo Canyon. So that's the funny thing, is like everything in the game at this point has nothing to do with Cloud. Now I know that eventually it goes back to Cloud, but I just don't feel like he's a very good protagonist, at least from my memory. Maybe I'll change my mind over the course of this playthrough. In fact, I will tell you this, I'm really enjoying this game way more than I thought I would. The turn-based combat, the classic music, all right? And, of course, you guys helping me to understand things about the game that I never knew.
And the tips.
I'm doing things in the game, I'm learning things I never knew from my original playthroughs. And this is good. That's why I wanted to play this game as an interactive playthrough. Ever since I became an interactive streamer 5 years ago, I said, man, one of the games I absolutely should play with you guys is the original Final Fantasy VII. We're doing that now, and I'm having an absolute blast. So I cannot wait to continue this playthrough with you guys today. As I've told you guys all along, as long as people show up, interact, you know, engage and support, and keep this stream basically energetic, I'm down for keeping Final Fantasy VII as a main playthrough the entire time we play it. Even as long as the game is, I think this is going to be great, okay? So, that's today's main gameplay stream. Now, tonight, 6:45 p.m. Pacific time. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for something great. It is time for us to play another game that actually, over the years, it's kind of interesting that this summer, I'm kind of hitting off a bucket list of classic games, because there's just nothing going on in the realm of new games. This is a game that I've always wanted to play for you guys and never got around to it. There never really was a reason. Okay? Well, tonight we're starting it. On the late stream tonight, ladies and gentlemen, it is the premiere Super Mario Bros. 2 USA/English edition. And the reason that I have to emphasize that is that this game is not the original Japanese version of Super Mario Bros. 2. Super Mario Bros. 2 in Japan is literally Super Mario Bros. 1 extra levels. It's the same game, the same mechanics, with a few new things like poison mushrooms and more challenging gameplay and platforming. But in Japan, they felt that game would be way too challenging for worldwide audiences, and only the Japanese would enjoy it. I know they're weird like that. They have these weird xenophobic tendencies where they, oh, outside of Japan, no one will like a game this challenging. We've got to do something different. So they reskinned a different game. Completely different game. It was called Doki Doki Panic, with a bunch of characters that were basically kind of like Arabian, like they're flying magic carpets and one of them wears a turban. So it's kind of like, yeah, Arabian style gameplay and characters, but they reskinned them to be Mario and Luigi and Toad. Yes, the character that had a turban on his head now has a mushroom on his head and he's Toad. And of course, Princess Peach. Although I don't think she was called Peach back then. She was just called Princess Toadstool. So, I owned this game. Unbeknownst to me, not knowing that it really wasn't the real Super Mario Bros. 2, I owned it on the Nintendo Entertainment System, and I loved it. I actually played the crap out of this game when I was a kid. What I really like, the music. I still remember the boss fights. The epic, dramatic, tense music of a boss fight in this game. Okay? It's a great game, even though it plays nothing like Mario. It's funny because there's a few mechanics that made me seem like Mario, but it's so different. But it's a great game, and the way I'm going to approach it, although a lot of people use this game as an example of a great game you could speed run, or you could do challenge runs in, I'm going to play it at face value, playing it from stage to stage without trying to skip anything. I'm going to actually legitimately try to beat every level in the game, without jumping around or using warp zones or anything like that. Okay? It's a tough game in that regard. I remember some of the stages near the end, they get really difficult. So we're going to see how this goes. I'm not even kidding you, I've not played Super Mario Bros. 2 since the 1990s. That's the last time I played the game. So I'm excited to give it a shot and give it a try today. And I hope that you guys will join me for the fun. It should be a great time. It's something very different for sure. So that's tonight, 6:45 p.m. Pacific time. That playthrough begins. Oh boy. You know what I like about that game too? That you can switch characters. You don't have to play the same character the whole game. You could swap between characters, which is really fun. Okay. Now tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. Tomorrow's is Monday, if you didn't know. Tomorrow is my last day of classic retro gaming before we hit new releases on Tuesday. What I would like to do is give you guys the power to determine what we're doing tomorrow. Because here's why I say that. We have two games that we're playing during daytime streams, Final Fantasy VII and Fable Anniversary. I like them both. I'd be happy to play either tomorrow. We have two games that essentially I'm playing on night streams. Capcom Classics, Capcom Fighting Collection, completely different games if I say Classics Collection. Capcom Fighting Collection, fighting game fun, like Vampire Savior, Hyper Street Fighter 2, and Gem Fighter Minimix. Or tonight we're starting Super Mario Bros. 2. So we essentially have 4 different games that I can play tomorrow. What I will do tonight, after the adjourning of our late stream of Super Mario Bros. 2, okay, here's what I'm going to do. I am going to do a poll on the main channel page of DSP Gaming under the community tab. There will be 4 options. The options will be as follows. Option 1, Final Fantasy VII and Capcom Fighting Collection. Option 2, Final Fantasy VII and Super Mario Bros. 2. Option 3, Fable Anniversary and Capcom Fighting Collection. Option number 4, Fable Anniversary and Super Mario Bros. 2. Option number 5, there is none. You can only do 4 options in a YouTube poll. Or am I wrong? Can you do 5? Now I think you might be able to do 5. But anyway, we're going to have 4 options. Okay? You guys will vote overnight, and whatever wins the poll overnight will be what we do on streams tomorrow. Now you may say, wait a minute. Why are you doing 1 poll? It's 2 streams. Why don't you do 1 poll for the first stream and 1 poll for the late stream? I'll tell you why. Because I've been around the block and I've been doing polls online for over a decade. When you have multiple polls that you post at the same time, everyone sees the poll right in front of your face and no one sees the poll just under. So no exaggeration, if I put up 2 polls, we'd probably get a ton of votes on the first and half the votes on the second. I'd rather do 1 poll that has both. And it'll be just as effective. Okay? So, please vote overnight. Again, I will let you guys know when I post this up later tonight. Likely it'll be when I adjourn my Super Mario Bros. 2 stream. At the end of the late stream tonight, I'll set up the poll. You guys will begin to vote. And overnight, you'll determine what we do on Monday. Alright? So Monday, again, it could be either Final Fantasy VII or Fable on stream 1. And either Capcom Fighting Collection fighting games or Super Mario Bros. 2 on stream 2. Okay? Now, on Tuesday, that's double new release day. Exciting day. And if you are someone who subscribes to these current gaming services, like PlayStation Plus Premium or Microsoft Game Pass, Xbox Game Pass, whatever you want to call it, you're in luck because both games are included on their respective subscription services. We've got Stray available on PS Plus, and we've got As Dusk Falls available on Game Pass. Stray is a game where you control a cat in a futuristic setting. The humans are gone. Where did they go? I don't know. Does the game answer that question? I don't know. But there's a bunch of robots, and they look like humans. And it's the cat's job to investigate, I guess, crimes, like do like mysteries and stuff. So, there's a lot of puzzle solving. There is, surprisingly enough, no platforming. Yeah, from all the gameplay that we had seen in previews of this game, everyone thought it was a platformer. The game is not a platformer. I was actually watching a game preview this morning, telling a little bit about the gameplay elements of the game. And what it revealed is, the game has no platforming at all. Okay? When they were testing the game, they realized that if you free controlled the cat and you missed jumps, the game felt completely unrealistic and didn't feel like you were a cat at all. It felt like you were a clumsy oaf. And like, a cat's not like that. A cat is nimble. A cat easily lands on its destinations and can balance almost perfectly. How often do you see a cat tumble and fall? Almost never. So they actually felt that it wouldn't make much sense to have your cat have to do these complex jumps and missing stuff. Actually, what it is when you go to a leap, you'll see a button prompt, and you have to press a button prompt to leap to there, and there's different options that you can do. Sometimes a stage is completely linear, but other times there's veering paths, and the paths can lead to different ways to completing the stage, and in some cases, some secrets and items and things that you want, okay? So that's interesting, but at the same time, some people are like, does that mean the game's going to be a little bit too linear? I don't know. This is definitely a different kind of game. I guess really what the primary focus of the game is puzzles. Going around and finding creative ways to get into areas, to search for clues. There are a few action sequences in the game. However, there's no real combat. So there's no platforming and there's no combat. Yeah. So I guess we're going to see. It sounds unique. It sounds completely different. The graphics look great, by the way. On PS5, these graphics look absolutely outstanding. So I'm thinking the game's going to probably look really nice and perform really nice in that regard. I don't know so much how it's going to perform as a game. You know what I mean? This may end up being way more of a narrative-based experience than originally we expected. I guess we're going to find out. So, let's see what happens. On Tuesday, as the main gameplay stream. It's going to be the first stream, okay? Then on Tuesday night, we're playing the other new game called As Dusk Falls. Now, this is definitely a narrative-based game. It's the same vein as Telltale games or Life is Strange. It is essentially a choose-your-own-adventure style narrative game. Now, this game apparently has several different branching paths. If you think of any of the games from David Cage's studio, right? Like Beyond Two Souls or Detroit Become Human. Remember how those games have the big branching path, like plot line, outline, and you can see, oh, you made this choice, so you went this way, but there was an option to do this or this, and this would have changed the game. It's exactly like that. Okay? Looks interesting, has a very unique art style, for sure. And not only does it have some of the original dev team of Heavy Rain, it has one of the actors from Heavy Rain, the person who played Scott Shelby, plays a character in this game. Okay? So it's kind of an interesting deal. I don't even know exactly what the game is about, plot-wise, but you've already sold me on the game with those factors, you see? So I'm excited for this. This is going to be the late stream on Tuesday, okay? Then on Wednesday, we're doing it all again because, yes, ladies and gentlemen, I am here, and I am streaming this Wednesday, all right? So it's 4 more streams. We're not even halfway through my streaming week yet. We still have 4 more streaming days left, including today, okay? Trying to make that clear. So, awesome. I'm excited for this. This is great. Now, my day off, that means will be Thursday, and that means when I come back on Friday, likely Stray will be the main gameplay stream, and I'll balance that with Capcom Fighting Collection. That means Saturday, probably my main gameplay stream will be As Dusk Falls, and maybe Saturday night, we'll do more Super Mario Brothers. Now, you may say, well, wait a minute. What about Final Fantasy VII? What about Fable? What's going to happen to those? Okay, let's see. Because number one, I don't know how long these games are, right? If I play Stray 3 main streams and it's a shorter game, I may beat it. And if that's the case, we go right back to having Final Fantasy VII or Fable as main games, you see? Same thing with As Dusk Falls. I don't know if this is going to be a game that we play at once and it's fun, but it's like, okay, we saw it, good for us. Or maybe we play it once and then we want to play it again because you want to do the alternate choices and see how that changes. And they already said with the game, much like other narrative games that I've played, once you play through it once, you unlock chapters. You can start in the middle and then make alternate choices to see how that changes the spider webbing effect or the butterfly effect of the story. So I don't know. We're going to see for ourselves as we play through this game, is this going to warrant multiple playthroughs and replays to see different outcomes? Okay? A lot of this, honestly, is going to be based on your reception as well. You know, I've played some narrative-based games that you guys absolutely loved, and I've played others that everyone hated. So I guess it really depends. If people like it, then awesome. Let's keep going. Let's do alternate runs or whatever, right? All right. So, that's going to be essentially the next week. And then once the new releases start to pan out within, say, a week or so, then we're going to go back to having Final Fantasy VII and Fable continue as the main gameplay streams. All right. Now, some other ideas that I have. Once the new releases are done, once we're playing Final Fantasy and Fable and we're doing Super Mario Bros. 2 at night, some more playthroughs we can do this summer. Batman Arkham Asylum Remastered. This was the game that came in 3rd place in the Viewer's Choice polls, and it was the game that won the favor of members, channel members, right? That's the game that people, or I should say members, nominated for and voted for to be their game in Viewer's Choice. So I know there's hundreds of people who want to see me replay Batman Arkham Asylum. That's definitely a strong candidate for a full playthrough this summer. Once I wrap up one of the lengthy playthroughs going on, maybe we'll consider another RPG like Earthbound, but at this point, I'm kind of leaving it a maybe, only because we're already playing 2 lengthy RPGs. Well, I guess Fable isn't so lengthy. I don't know how many RPGs I want to do during the summer. It's kind of RPG overload, so maybe we don't want to do that, but I'm keeping it an open possibility. One of the games I'm actually strongly considering is MotorStorm Apocalypse. That is a playthrough from way back when. You're talking like 11 years ago. When I played it, it was absolutely hilarious because the game gets really difficult. And I haven't really played a racing game like that since then. And I'm thinking of maybe going back and re-experiencing it. So, I'm thinking about it. But anyway, there's all these options. The thing is, with Game Pass and PlayStation Plus, there's all these options now available of stuff that we could do. Okay? Okay. That is the schedule. The only other thing I really want to cover before we start getting into other topics is the members total and the members goal for the month. We've already hit the first members goal for the month. That was like a week ago. And when we hit that, we locked in to having a special celebratory event. What is in DSP's closet? I don't know, and maybe I don't want to know. But we're going to find out anyway, because we have a special event happening. It is tentatively scheduled for Saturday, July 30th, okay? So kind of like a fun month-ending event. I hope that you guys will join me for it. It will be a marathon style where I stream in one extended length stream rather than me breaking up my streams like I usually do. During this stream, okay, there will be an episode of Feasting with the King. Absolutely there will be. But also, we're going to be going into my closet and essentially looking through there and seeing what's in everything. There's bins, there's bags, there's boxes, there's equipment just lying out, there's decorations. I know for a fact there's probably some games in there, classic games that I took with me when I moved across the country. I know that there's other collectibles and things that really have no value, but maybe I could actually use them in my streams for part of my background and stuff like that. Someone just asked, are there any skeletons in the closet? Oh my god. Holy shit. There are skeletons in the closet. Look, it's bone meal. Alright, that was cheesy. But you asked. You asked. So I answered. Okay? So, anyway. Yes, this will be a fun event. It's going to be something completely different. It is. It's going to be something very different, something I never usually do. Everything's going to have a story behind it, right? It's going to be exciting and fun. And I think you guys will enjoy it. It'll be a nice, relaxing day. It's not going to be a day with pressure to do gameplay. I don't have to react to anything. Instead, it's just chilling and looking at stuff. And like I said, the real one of the major purposes of the day is going to be a little bit of house cleaning. I'm going to be able to figure out, what do I have in there that I can use immediately for streams? What do I potentially have in there that I can use as part of my setup, right? In the future, especially because we're talking about upgrading my setup. What can I just throw out? All right. So I'll have a big trash bag here, filling it up, I'm sure. And then finally, what will I be able to maybe have some value in that maybe I could go trade it in somewhere and get some value? And what I mean by that is, no, sadly, I'm not able to sell anything online. All right. It just wouldn't work. I wouldn't be able to because of my trolling element that follows me around. They would likely find if I put anything up on eBay or any other auction site, they'd probably find it and troll the shit out of it, fake bids, trollish posts. I would never be able to do it. So what I'd have to do is do stuff that I could maybe like trade it in a GameStop, get some value, you know, whatever it may be. Okay. So that's going to be a fun event. Like I said, roughly tentatively scheduled for Saturday, July 30th. It may change, but for now, that's what we're looking at. Okay, and I think it's a good date for it. Good weekend thing in about 2 weeks. Okay, but now we're working on a tier 2 members goal, 585 members. And I'll be honest, right now we haven't seen much movement towards it. We go up a little bit, then we go down a little bit. I mean, we were just at 550 something the other day, and now we're back down to 545. Okay, without hot new releases, it's very hard to maintain growth. What I have right now is a summertime where my core audience is coming to chill with me. Okay? Very few new people have come to DSP Gaming in the last 2 months. That's because there's no new games to bring them here. You know what I'm saying? That's the nature of the business that I run. Now, I am trying to diversify myself and my content with things like React content. Yes, that's been successful, but I'm not doing it too much because I don't want this whole channel to become React, and now it becomes not special anymore, and the gameplay suffers. You know, I have a core fan base of viewers who want to see me play games and chill with me when I play games. So I don't want to abandon them just for the sake of taking on something new. You see, that's why I'm slowly kind of integrating other kinds of gameplay, or excuse me, other kinds of content into my existing gameplay schedule. That's what I meant to say. So my nose itches. So that being said, it's hard to bring in new people. All right, maybe this Tuesday with both Stray and As Dusk Falls, we will see some new people coming, or maybe they'll come back. Maybe it's people who've been here and they left for a couple of months because there's been nothing new going on, and now they'll come back for the new games. I don't know. I guess we'll see. But anyway, you may say to yourself, well, I don't get it. What is this? If we already hit a members goal, then what is that? That's a tier 2 members goal. People wanted a tier 2 members goal for the month. They said we hit the tier 1 too easily. So the tier 2 members goal for this month, July, if we hit 585 concurrent members at any point, we're locking into the next React event. And you guys are going to be able to determine what it's going to be. Will it either be me reacting to the original This Is How You Don't Play video from some 12 years ago, or is it 11 years ago? I don't actually remember the year it came out. Or will I be reacting to a new Down the Rabbit Hole video from the Frederick Knudsen channel? Or will I be reacting to a documentary from June the King? The way I see it, any of them would be viable options. Frederick Knudsen has done these Down the Rabbit Hole videos about many different content creators and other internet personalities over the years. And a lot of them I never heard of. Some I have, like Spoonie. But I think that it would be interesting to see a new one that has nothing to do with me. June the King did a follow-up documentary on Wings of Redemption. That since the moment I did my React video to the Wings of Redemption Down the Rabbit Hole months ago, people have said they wanted to see me do a React to the follow-up. So that's a possibility, okay? So, let's see what happens. But what I would urge you to do is if you're not a member, consider it. What do you get if you become a member? Highlight a name in the chat. Chat crown badge to show how long you've been a supporter. You don't have to abide by slow mode rules of the chat. You can talk as much as you want. You get access to all of my emotes. Now, you get all those features both in the stream chat and in video comments. We might not realize that. Like, wait a minute, video comments? Yes, because video comments have been on since the fall, and you can comment on videos and have all those features in the video comments as well. In addition, from time to time when we do special events, it is the members who get special priority and rewards. For example, we just did a viewer's choice event. It was the members who got priority to nominate and vote on a game, and it was Batman Arkham Asylum. And as I've already told you, likely we're playing that at some point this summer.
okay? In addition, when I do Ask the King, which is my bi-monthly Q&A show, members get a special forum area to post up their questions, and those questions get high priority to be answered on the show, as opposed to the normal questions that I just get on my forums, dspgaming.com, or Twitter questions. It is the members who get the focused priority. I think it was like more than 50% of the questions on the last show were members, okay? So there's tons of benefits to becoming a channel member. Please consider it. Also, remember, gifted memberships work. They're available now. If you wanted to help support this channel and help your fellow viewer, right, you could actually gift some memberships, and that'll boost the numbers and get us towards our goal. All right. So thank you in advance to anyone who either becomes a member or considers gifting memberships here on the channel. It'd be pretty awesome if you do. It helps out, and I'd love to lock into the React event. When would the React event happen? Early August. We'd probably do it within the first 2 weeks of August because, again, very sparse new releases going on. It would be a great time to do something special like that. Okay? My nose is itching. Again, my allergies, however, my allergies are not nearly as bad as yesterday. Let me tell you guys, yesterday was really bad. Yesterday, my entire arm was itching, which happens sometimes when I have allergies because I get sometimes even bad reactions to things like a skin rash. My whole mustache and beard was itching. My head started to itch. I was like, oh my God. Sometimes allergies get that bad. Today, not so much. I get a tiny little bit of maybe itchiness, but no big deal. So it's good. It got better today. Okay. So ladies and gentlemen, it is time for us now to enter the next segment. The next segment of the show is going to be us further discussing PC components, which I hope you guys are okay with, because I'm trying to get an understanding of what's going on with PCs these days. I literally have no real understanding of it. And so what I'm trying to do is take a look at different hardware, try to look at what's available as, you know, pieces of hardware to put into a PC so that I can get a better understanding. So what I'm going to do, just like I did yesterday, I'm going to jump into some recommendations that people have sent me for things that I should look for in a PC to do high-end capturing and streaming. And today what I want to start off with, as long as I can get this opened here, I'm trying to find the specs. Hold on. Here we go. Is graphics cards. All right. So what's funny is right now with my current setup, just so everyone knows, which is an 8-year-old computer, when I capture video and I stream video for you guys, I'm almost positive that there's two pieces of hardware doing it. My capture device, which is an external USB capture device called the AverMedia Extreme Cap something something something. Okay. Or it's my CPU, or it's both. And the reason I say that is because when I capture, I see my CPU spike. When I stream, I see my CPU spike. And when I am playing a game that has a ton of motion or things going on, like a first-person shooter, or let's say, for example, a game where you're in a forest, there's tons of leaves and stuff, anything where there's tons of detail and tons of action movement going on, my CPU spikes like crazy. All right? So what that leads me to believe is that in my current setup, I don't think my GPU is doing anything. I don't think my GPU is being utilized to capture or stream. I think it's solely on my capture device, OBS, and my CPU, not my GPU. All right? For those who don't know, GPU, graphics processing unit, or your graphics card, everyone used to just call them graphics cards back in the day, but now it's like GPU is the catch phrase that everyone uses, right? So now here's what I have to emphasize for you guys again, because I think we have to reiterate this again. With my new setup that I'm looking to get this year, all right, it is not a setup meant to play games. I must reiterate this again. You ready? This is not a PC that I'm buying to play games. The reason I'm upgrading my PC is because I want to do 1080p video, 60 frames per second, silky smooth, no frame drops, no pixelization. I want it to look great, okay? However we get there, that's what we're trying to figure out. But I want it to look great, because right now, that's what I record and stream at. But then if I play certain types of games, it drops frames like crazy, it gets choppy, it's pixelated. I don't want that. I want it to look good. I want this to be great quality for you guys, okay? So,
How do we get there is the question. The other factor is that not only do I want the video from the game to look good, but I also want the ability, all right, I want the ability to do a 1080p, possibly 60 frame webcam, you know, like this one right here that's not. This webcam right here claims it's 1080p. Does this look like 1080p quality to you? It's fuzzy, right? It's not very good. The lens is tiny. There's no zoom on this thing. It's not a good webcam, all right? It was great for when I bought it over 10 years ago. Now it's an outdated dinosaur, okay? It only does 30 frames. It doesn't do 60 frames per second, okay? It would be great to have information on how I could pull this off. How could I get 1080p 60 frames video, 1080p 60 frames face cam, and I also want the ability to do green screen, which is why I said if I'm even going to do that, okay? Popeye the King, what the fuck are you talking about? I don't know. I don't know why I read stream chat sometimes when I'm trying to talk about something because I get distracted. This guy's nuts. Anyway, so let's talk about GPU because I have absolutely, positively no idea if the GPU that I get in a new setup would even affect these things. If I get a good capture device and I have a powerful CPU, all right, what kind of GPU do I need for this PC? I don't really understand it. Can anyone answer this question? What role does the GPU take in capturing and streaming like I want to do? Will it have any role? Or is it not a big deal at all? If that's the case, then do I not need a powerful GPU? HoboX says you don't need a graphics card if you don't want to play PC games. GPU encoding is only there to benefit streaming and playing a PC game at the same time. GPU is for visual rendering. It takes no role at all, almost none. Please don't ask us to buy you a GPU. Black Cat, I'm not asking you for anything, so shut up. Fucking idiot. Okay, because here's the thing. What I'm about to do is go through some suggestions for what people sent me for what I would want in a new PC. The first person suggested the NVIDIA GeForce RTX 3070, 8 gigabytes, GDDR6 graphics card. And I guess there's various different brands you can get, right? That's what they're suggesting. That was one of the suggestions, okay? The next person suggested NVIDIA 3000 series is the latest. Any of the 2000 or the 3000 NVIDIA RTX series would be good. They'll let you take advantage of this feature for your streams, and it's called Broadcast App. Let's see. The NVIDIA Broadcast App transforms any room into a home studio. Take your live streams, voice chats, and video conference calls to the next level with AI-enhanced voice and...
Shut the fuck up, Phil. We need to determine this. Did he lean somebody? Was it him that done the leaning? I told him to fuck up. Who was it?
Do I not need a powerful GPU? Only there. It takes no role at all. You, Black Cat, I'm not asking.
What was it? 2 seconds.
Please don't ask us to buy you a GPU. Black Cat, I'm not asking you for anything, so shut up. Fucking idiot.
Yeah, the thing is, though, Black Cat got banned, but I don't know if Phil done the banning. So the thing is, though, as soon as Phil told him to shut the fuck up and called him an idiot, it just seemed to get banned. I'm going to say it's a leaning. I'm going to say it had a leaning ban. Phil usually is the type of person that calls somebody an idiot and tell him to fuck off after he bans him because he's a fucking coward that way. I don't know. I'll let the chat decide. Oh, someone else just got leaned.
Possibilities are endless.
2 seconds. Go back a wee bit. Imaginary Escapist just got leaned, I think.
The NVIDIA Broadcast App transforms any room into a home studio. Take your live streams, voice chats, and video conference calls to the next level with AI-enhanced voice and video. Noise and echo removal. Loud keyboard typing, annoying microphone static, bothersome.
Alright, fuck it. I'm counting it. I'm counting it. I'm counting it. I'm counting it. We're counting it. We're counting it. We're counting it. We're counting it. That's leading in band. Get the horns going. We are. Jesus Christ, we actually might do this today. We actually might fucking do this today. Technically, I did have a small, like, half burp earlier on, but it was barely anything. This one was ones that could be like a fucking hiccup rather than a burp. He just chews his nails too. Are you fucking serious? When? Did it show me?
Broadcast app transforms any room into a home studio.
We've got a lead-in ban, which means we can fucking get rid of this fucking chat. Fuck off, chat. Not you, his chat. You know, I like you. You know, my chat. I like you guys. Right here, you think?
Take your live streams, voice chats, and video conference calls to the next level with AI-enhanced voice and video. Noise and echo removal. Loud keyboard typing, annoying microphone static, bothersome PC fans, nagging background reverb. Noise removal and room echo removal use AI to eliminate unwanted background noise at the touch of a button. Go live or attend a meeting remotely without worrying about finding a quiet place, or mute players in loud environments, making them easier to understand. NVIDIA Broadcast makes this fast and easy. Virtual background, set the stage. Experience instant creative control at your fingertips. Background removal, replacement, and blur allow you to customize your background without the need to expensive equipment or complex lighting setups. Personalize your webcam feed using powerful AI green screen effects, perfect for work and play, wherever you are. The possibilities are endless. So, for example, right now, people are complaining. They're saying, we hear noise behind you. What's going on? If I had this GeForce NVIDIA Broadcast app, it would phase. You wouldn't hear that. You wouldn't hear the water running in the wall like it's going right now. What is? I have a waterfall set behind me right here. I have a waterfall in my. You guys don't know because I live in a mansion, and in my front hallway of the mansion, there's a giant wall-sized waterfall. And if we turn it on in the afternoon, as a nice, it's a piece. It's like a nice artistic piece. So when it turns on, you hear it. That's definitely what it is. It's totally not like the shower running or anything in the bathroom next door. Anyway, so I guess what's being suggested here, all right, is if I get an NVIDIA GeForce GPU of decent quality, I would be able to run this broadcast app, okay?
Money, money, oh, money, money, yeah, money, money.
Thank you, myself086, for the subscribe. Much appreciated. I've seen your message on Isabel earlier on saying, oh, it's you, I watch your vlogs. Thank you very much for that. I'm glad you like the videos, and I hope you're enjoying the stream as well. But thank you very much for the subscription. Much appreciated. Now let's play this annoying pig again so we can see if we can complete bingo.
And this app, essentially, would do some extra things for me that would make it easier. I wouldn't have to be messing around, I guess. Okay. Let's see here. Another person gave an example, and they said they suggest the NVIDIA GeForce RTX 3050 500 gigabyte. No, that's the SSD. Excuse me. So the RTX 3050. I don't think anyone that has suggested anything for me has really suggested like a high end GPU, okay? This person says, I recommend a good GPU from NVIDIA around $500 or up. They'll have good video encoders for video editing or recording. If you go for Intel processor, you should go for a good GPU too. See, now this person is acting like the GPU is part of the setup that I need. Like it's important, right? HoboX is the only thing that you'd want for that. He's talking about the NVIDIA app. There's a green screen effect without owning an actual green screen. The microphone filter destroys audio quality. Oh, really? People have tried it. It says it sucks? Huh. Interesting. All right, hold on. We got another person who's... I'm going through all the suggestions that people gave me. Let's see here. So in this case, let's see what this one is. This person suggested...
Shut up, bitch!
An RTX 3070 8GB GDDR6 graphics card. Didn't we already say that? So I guess what people are saying essentially is you don't need the top-of-the-line high-end graphics card. If you're going to get a graphics card in this thing, which you probably should, it could be kind of mid-range, right? A 3050 or a 3070, right? As opposed to a 3090 high, $700, $800 graphics card. I don't need that, okay?
Okay, so that's what they're saying.
Does that sound right? I'm trying to confirm this with you guys in the chat. Does this sound right?
Shut your mouth, you thong-wearing fatty!
Charges is a 3060 Ti. You don't need a graphics card at all. If you get an Intel CPU, you truly will not play any PC games at all. Or if I'm truly not going to play any PC games at all. If I cheap out, they'll end up having to get replaced in the long run. Oh my god. We have big disagreements. So basically what I'm saying is yesterday, pretty much there was a consensus. Don't get the middle of the road processor. Don't get the highest end. Get kind of like like people like the i7 or the Ryzen 7. Get something around that range, okay? GPU, there is no consensus right now. Daki says, 3060s are already on the way out. I say spend money and get something better. A computer is an investment, and in this case, it's your business. Oh. Jordan Beck says, this is your business and livelihood to get the best and future-proof. At the same time, Factor Fiction says, oh, there's no disagreement. Everyone just says you don't need a crazy GPU. Like the two of you literally just contradicted each other.
Well, it's no wonder you don't have any friends.
Okay. Darziak says either a 3050 or 3060 would do. 3090 is overkill, says Bob. A 2080 or 3060, says Ellipsian. I've seen a lot of people throwing around the number 3060. I'm definitely seeing that. Okay. Okay. Now, since we'll continue this, we're not gonna do this all pre-stream. I promise you. We're gonna change the topic in a minute because I got shout-outs to do. We might as well also cover the RAM while we're talking about it before we get into graphics. Because we have a graphics card and webcam style discussion to do too. But let's get to discussion about the RAM. RAM's probably very simple, I would think. The only difference is I don't know what the RAM is anymore. There used to be so many different kinds of RAM, right? And now I don't even know what people use anymore. Let's see here. 16 gigabyte DDR4 3200 MHz gaming memory. So this person, it's a 16 gigabyte DDR2. 16 gigabyte DDR4 and up is the best, says SD Chargers. Snowcurl says no, DDR2 is fine. I don't even know what DDR2 and DDR4 means. RAM, 8 gigabyte would be your minimum. 16 gigabyte would be recommended. If you can get more than that, then do so. DDR4 has been out for years. It's more optimized. DDR5 is newer, and it's hard to say if it's worth it yet. Any MHz will do. Is it megahertz? Any megahertz will do. DDR4 is currently the standard, I'm being told right now in stream chat. Okay. $32 gigabytes of RAM is 50 GB for sure. This was the suggested build with 16 gigs. You know what's funny? Everyone who sent me builds, I don't think any of them have 32 gigs of RAM. From what I'm seeing. Every single person who suggested like a pre-built, they only have 16 gigs of DDR4 RAM. Yeah. There's 3 or 4 different ones, and they all are just 16. None of them have 32. Roadblock says 16 gigabytes is fine if you're going to spend $3,000 and you want to build at least 8 years, you're going to want 32. Some people are saying 32 would be way overkill. Others are saying, no, you're definitely future-proofing yourself with 32. The more, the better. Oh my
Shut
God.
the fuck up!
32 gigabytes will not future-proof you. DDR5 does. 16 is fine, but you use your computer more than the average and you want it to last, so I would go higher. You also need to consider the price of parts. You may need to save money on some components and go lower. 32 gigabytes is good because this is your business. 16 gigabytes is nothing with Windows 11. You need 32. Get 32 gigabytes of DDR5. Not 4, 5. Oh. DDR5 does not fit in a DDR4 slot, so it will depend on the motherboard. 32 is good if you want to feel better in the end. 16 is if you want the minimum recommended to get by. If you want a system for the long run, then go to future-proof. If you want to save money, go for something that works just today. My Ruin already has 32 gigs. Oh my God.
Know your role and shut your mouth.
Do you guys see? It's not easy, man. It's definitely not easy. There's a lot of differing opinions on this kind of stuff. At the very least, I think we all came to a consensus about the CPU. We said maybe an Intel i7 or a Ryzen like 7. It's not mid-range, it's not top of the line, it's kind of in between those two ranges. GPU already, we've got disagreements. It seems like a lot of people are saying NVIDIA 3060, which isn't the 3050, which again is kind of lower, and it's not the 3090. It's kind of like just a step up, right? What is my price range? I don't have one. The reason we're doing this on these level 1 podcasts this week is to figure out what I need.
What's my price range? How much have you got, pigs? Now, come on, stupid wheels. How much have you got? So what's my price range? However much you fuckers are going to give me. Fucking pay up, you stupid bastards. God's sake. What's my price range? As if the fit chat haven't caught on by now that they are the wallet.
I know what I need, then I could price it out and find out how much it costs. Then we could figure out, how do I go about getting that? Because someone already said that they were going to help me get a new PC, but we don't even know the costs of what I want yet. You see, this is what we have to figure out. Then you figure out how do you go about getting. To me, we're going to get a setup that's going to do everything I've always wanted to do. Streaming, capturing, webcam, green screen, this kind of stuff. That's the primary focus. Actually, how much it costs, and no, I'm not saying unlimited $7,000. No, that's stupid. What I'm saying is for the stuff that I want, what's the best way to do it? Do you see? What is the best way to do it? Right? And, what's it going to cost? We got to figure all this out. It can't be, here's your budget, and then you skimp on that. It's like, what do you need? Then see if you can get it. Right? Let's say, for example, seriously, let's say at the end of the day, with the specs that we're talking about, the capture card I want, the webcam or camera that I want, we do the math and it's $2,800. Great. Now let's see how I can get that. So we can get that going. Not, I have only a $2,000 budget. Now let's skimp to try to fit inside of that. Then what's the point? You see? And the other thing is, again, I'm not getting a gaming PC. I don't care about gaming on the PC. It'll be such a afterthought, such a minimalist idea that I will ever game on this PC. Maybe once in a blue moon, I'll boot up a random game here or there. It's not a concern. So that's what I mean. We don't need to have to go crazy and overblow on a budget here. It's more about what do I need to make it happen. All right. So definitely what we've discovered today is do not even touch DDR2. It's outdated. You need DDR4, which is the current standard, or DDR5. People seem to be divided on that because people are saying you need a different motherboard for DDR5. I'm assuming what that means is that the motherboard would be more expensive to be compatible with the DDR5. Some people are saying 16 gigs is fine. Others are saying get 32. But from the pre-builts that people have sent me suggesting, this is a good one you should think about getting, they all have 16 gigs. I don't see a single pre-built with 32, which leads me to believe that they're likely saying that the RAM standard is 16 and it would have to be like way extra to get 32. I don't know.
It's now a sip. It's going to help him burp.
Darty X says, actually, my current PC has DDR3. Sure it does. I believe you.
Shut up, bitch!
Okay. So, we've come to a determination on the CPU, I feel, and I think we've kind of come to a determination on the GPU. We don't have any agreement on RAM right now, at all. Everyone's in disagreement on the RAM. Okay, what do we have left to discuss? Graphics card? No. Oh, boy, I'm stupid. Let's try this again. What do we have left to discuss? Capture card, webcam / digital camera, depending on what I want to use. I'm not sure yet. Okay. And then I would say the last piece of this puzzle, okay, because I like my microphone. I'm okay with the mic and the setup I have with this Focusrite receiver unit right here. All this I feel is fine and should work. I don't think there's any reason why it wouldn't work with a new PC. That I don't feel like we need to upgrade at this point, okay? But the last piece of the puzzle would be lighting, and if I need to get any kind of a green screen or other setup behind me, not to say that I want to do green screen every day, because I probably don't, but maybe I could implement it for various different playthroughs or things, if that I feel like it makes sense, Okay, and then of course hard drives, power unit, of course the PSU, right, power supply unit, and of course you would say motherboard. I feel like the motherboard's the last component, because once you know everything you want, then you get the motherboard to plug it into. It's not, oh, I bought a motherboard and now I figure out what works with it. It's, here's what I want, and then buy the appropriate motherboard that's compatible with it, right? So, yeah, I say the further discussion for the next few Level 1 podcasts will be capture card, webcam/camera, hard drives, PSU, motherboard, and then lighting. So we still have much to discuss, okay? Okay. Thank you guys for your help this morning. This is why we're doing this step by step. This is why we're not doing a whole show on it. Can you imagine if I did a whole show? It would be like a 4-hour show where we all argue. We all argue at each other about what I should get and what I'm looking for. You see, I'm doing this slow as hell on purpose, a little bit every day, right? A little step by step, baby steps, and every day we get a little bit more information, until finally we're going to have a compilation of the information we need. You see? We're getting there. Slowly but surely, we're going to get there. Okay? Okay. Would I put any lights behind me? Let's talk about that when we get to it. We're not there yet. We're not jumping there today. That's too much. We're getting ahead of ourselves. All right? All right. Ladies and gentlemen, let's do shout-outs. Shall we? All right. Okay, we start with Only Kawaii Coffee, who re-upped his membership for 15 months. That's right, guys. I've actually been full-time streaming here on YouTube for 15 months now. Because it was early May, where I jumped over full-time. I actually did have some streaming on here in April of 2021, but then it was May when I jumped over full-time. So thank you to Only Kawaii Coffee for re-upping your membership. And he says, huh, is this thing on? Well, I guess it is, because we can see it. Thank you. Fan of Lovecraft did a super chat and says, what are your thoughts on Marvel announcing that Doctor Doom is the villain for Black Panther 2? I didn't even know that. So this is the first time I'm hearing it. What are my thoughts? Well, Doctor Doom was always one of the big bads of the Marvel Universe. In fact, before they started introducing the cosmic characters like Thanos and the like, Silver Surfer, Galactus, Doctor Doom was actually the big bad, the biggest bad. He was like the top Marvel villain. He would first start out as a villain for the Fantastic Four, but then later on the Avengers and other, like he was always the one who behind the scenes of everything was plotting. He was kind of like the guy playing chess, and all the characters of the Marvel Universe were his pawns, and he would play them all against each other. And then at the last second, he would strike his plan or unveil his plan to the world for world domination. And it sounded something like this. Ready? This is what his plan sounded like. Foot dive, foot dive, foot dive, foot dive, foot dive, foot dive. That was a bad joke for people who play Marvel vs. Capcom 3. Anyway, so, no, he was always a big bad in the Marvel Universe. So, it's cool to hear that they're going to try to actually implement him in the current MCU. It's surprising the current MCU is, what, a decade or more old, and he's not in it yet. But then again, maybe it's not, and the reason that I say that is because he's been terrible in the movies they put him in. They always try to fucking make him the villain of Fantastic Four movies, and he's always terrible in those movies. So, maybe they've literally been saving him up so that he will actually be good. I don't know. I hope that he's good, and I hope that he ends up being more than just a one-off villain. Because I hate to say it, you take a look at certain characters, for example, Red Skull, okay? In the Marvel Universe, Red Skull has always been an ongoing villain. Even though he's just kind of a Nazi super weapon, he later on becomes a big bad villain in the background of everything going on in the Marvel Universe. And in the movies, he showed up in, what, 1 or 2 movies. He was written off, and then he shows up again in Infinity War as a character on an alien planet. And then that's it. So basically, he's kind of like crappy. After that one movie, he really didn't get much at all. Now he's not even in it anymore. You see? So what I really hope, is that he's going to be good. And they don't treat him like a joke. Or maybe not a joke, but he's a one-time villain and then they defeat him and you never see him again. I would hate that because that's not the case. He's always been that ongoing, ominous threat in the Marvel Universe. You never know when Doctor Doom will turn around and be part of the current plot that you had no idea he was the guy behind the strings pulling the puppets, but he is, you see? So I hope that they actually treat him like that, but I don't know. So I would hope for the best, but I don't know yet, because we don't know, right? We don't even see the movie. Okay. Captain DCW, what's going on, man? He re-upped his membership for 14 months at the super level. Thank you, Captain DCW. It's good to see you here today. Fan of Lovecraft in another super chat. He says, if you're looking for a graphics card, I use cuttingedgegamer.com. You make monthly payments on a card till it's paid off. I've used them for years. What I'm going to be looking for, Fan of Lovecraft, is a pre-built. I've already talked about this with my audience here. There's no way that I could build my own PC anymore with components. I don't have the expertise. I likely would fuck something up, and then I have no idea how to troubleshoot. I have to get a pre-built PC. It just has to happen that way. It doesn't make any sense for me to be building my own PC here. Okay? 40 years old, not having built one since I was in my early 20s. It's not viable. Okay? Thank you for the suggestion, though, and for the super chat. Squirrel to the super chat, he says, are you building the PC from scratch? When's the closest even? Are you building the PC from scratch? No, I'm not building it. I'm going to get it pre-built. When's the closest even? Tuesday. That's my answer to that question. I don't know what the question meant. But thank you, Scrub, for the super chat. All right. When is the closet event? Wow, it did a double typo for the poor guy. All right, Squirrel. The closet event is tentatively set for Saturday, July 30th. Okay? Tentatively. It might change, but that's what I'm planning on doing. I think it's a good way to end the month strong with a fun special event on the weekend. Okay? Okay, cool. All right, now we swing over to the tips side of things. And we start off today with a rip-roaring, rousing $50 tip from Shogoth. Thank you to Shogoth for this. Let's give him a shout out. Let's get the reward going. $50 tip means Gunner Glasses time. Rip-roaring. Gunner Glasses. Rip-roaring Gunner Glasses.
Shut the
Not
fuck
regular Gunners.
up.
Rip-roaring Gunners. Okay? What does that even mean? Rip-roaring. What is this? What does that entail? Like, rip-roaring? Like a wave crashing so hard that it sounds like a roar? But what's the rip? Rip-roaring like a chainsaw you turn on and well, that's the rip. Maybe that's what it is. Supposed to be a chainsaw sound? I don't even understand that word. Rip-roaring? What does it mean? So thank you, Shogoth, for the tip. Let's see what he has to say. Let's get the leaderboard updated. We're already hitting our first tips goal of the day, and it's a great way to start before we even booted Final Fantasy. So Shogoth said, what the hell? There we go. Shogoth says, wait, did it get bigger? I think it did. Hold on. There we are. I accidentally increased the text size. That happens sometimes. Okay. Shogoth says, love the new intro. Can't stay for Final Fantasy today, but I'm looking forward to catching the video on demand. Sounds good. Sorry you can't stick around because, yeah, Final Fantasy's been great. I appreciate the, I definitely appreciate the support, and I'm glad you like the new intro. There may be further variations to that intro, since people seem to like this kind of intro. Yeah, the person who put it together said that they might make some variations over time, maybe have 3 different versions of it so we can alternate, and there may even be like holiday editions and stuff depending. So we'll see. Okay, cool. Oh, excuse me. It's absolutely disgusting. I wanted to turn around to not belch into your faces. All right, so thank you, Shogoth, for the first tip of the day. The Crunchiest Onion has tipped $1.50. Says, did you like Cloud better in Final Fantasy VII Remake? A lot more is elaborated on. I definitely feel like he's a character in Final Fantasy VII Remake. What I mean by that is, in this version, okay, the straight up vanilla Final Fantasy VII, if you guys haven't noticed yet, he's not much of a character. His character is, oh, I'm a former soldier, but for some reason I quit, and now I'm a rebel, and I'm basically a man for hire, you know, like a hired gun, and that's it. He doesn't care about anything else. He doesn't care about saving the planet. He doesn't care about anything. But now he seems to be involved with Sephiroth to some extent, where he wants to stop Sephiroth for some reason. Why? We don't know, right? That's all we know. he's essentially a boring blank slate right now. The only mystery that we have is that there was this story where apparently he and Sephiroth visited this village where Tifa lived, and they went to the reactor, and then Sephiroth lost his mind, destroyed the reactor, killed everyone in town, including Tifa's dad. And that's all we know. We don't really know much else about Cloud. More will be revealed as we play the game. All right? But this is the problem with this game, in my opinion, is you need a strong protagonist. Take a look at Final Fantasy IV. Cecil, or Cecile, however you pronounce his name. No one voice acted those games back in the day. He could be Cecile, for all we know. Or Keckle. Maybe he's Keckle, like Dr. Keckle. But anyway, take a look at him. He's a very complex character. At the beginning of the game, he's very dedicated to serving his king. He's a dark knight. He has all these powers from the kingdom that they trained him in the dark magic and energies, and he's going around doing what he's told by his king, even though he doesn't understand what he's doing, and he kind of feels like a lot of it is wrong. He has emotional turmoil on the inside. Then you find out that he has a significant other he's trying to protect, other friends and family who he's trying to protect in the kingdom, and that's why he's kind of torn about going against the king. Eventually, he seriously just can't take it anymore, and he does rebel against the king, and then he gets in trouble for it. All right? Then he has an awakening where he transforms into a better person. And now for the rest of the game, it's about doing the right thing, even though it means giving up on the ideas of safety or support from a powerful kingdom or empire. He's basically kind of rallying against everything that he ever stood for to do the right thing. And now he seeks out allies around the world who also want to do that, you see? It's an interesting plot. And from the get-go, from the moment the game starts, you're interested in Cecil as a character. Final Fantasy VI has like 10 different interesting protagonists that all have great backstories, right? Cloud is like, how can I say? Cloud is kind of like a piece of cardboard. He's just not that interesting. He's very one-dimensional. And then later in the game, just so you know, I'm not going to spoil, later in the game there's a couple twists in the plot, and you're like, I get it now. But that still didn't make his character good up to that point. You see what I'm saying? Like, there will be justifications for why Cloud is how he is, but it doesn't mean that he's a good protagonist. It's just an excuse for why he was a bad one. And that's not a good writing, in my opinion. Like I said, take a look at what we've just done over the last couple of streams. The entire Barrett plot line, that was actually quite interesting. And we just did the Nanaki or Red 13 plot line. That was really interesting. But what about Cloud? Who's Cloud, right? Oh, he's the guy with the sword who you just mash buttons and you play him in the combat, right? You see what I'm saying? Like, who cares about Cloud? That's kind of the attitude that I always had about him. So, we'll see. Again, I'm playing it for the first time in over 20 years. Maybe I'll feel differently when we get further into the game. Okay? Okay. Big Allen tipped me $1.50. He says, which of these Final Fantasy games on the bucket list would you be more interested to play at sometime in the future? The 3 pixel remaster version, 3 3D remake, 5, 8, 12, 10-2, or Tactics. Have you ever played 1 and 2 on stream or in general? 3, I tried playing the 3D remake. I couldn't even get through it. I was so bored with it. And there's some dungeons that are so ridiculously tedious and require grinding to pass. I didn't even like it. I'm curious if the Pixel remaster would be better. I don't know. 5, I've played many times in the past. I like the game. Although admittedly, I think it's a weaker plot. It's actually a really cliche plot in a lot of ways, which makes it not as interesting. But I think that it has one of the best systems when it comes to the leveling of your characters and the class system, because in this game you can make your character any class. So you can have him be a white mage, a black mage, a thief, a warrior. And they learn different abilities and things based on the class you select, and then you can actually make them a jack of all trades, where you can, at the end of the game, make them have any class abilities you want, which is pretty fun. I like 5 with the job system, but I just wish the plot was better, because I don't think the plot's very good in that one. 8, I never finished. I played it, and I never beat it. I thought the plot was absolutely terrible. I didn't like a single character in the game, and I actually soft-locked myself and couldn't continue with the way that I had played it. I didn't have a save file to go back and grind, so I couldn't beat a boss, and I could never continue in my playthrough. 12, I loved the gameplay of, because the gameplay is very addicting, just like an MMO, but I didn't like the plot, and I never went back to it to beat it, because I didn't like the plot.
10-2, I've always heard, is not as good as 10. It's a completely different gameplay system. Some people like it, some people don't. Everyone kind of agrees the plot of 10-2 is god-awful. So I don't know if I would ever go and play that one. Tactics is an anomaly, all right? And here's why Tactics is an anomaly. It's a really good game if you like that grid-based style combat, and it has a good story. The problem is it's incredibly slow-paced of a game. Like, really slow-paced of a game. You have to really enjoy that kind of combat because the majority of the game is the combat. It's like Fire Emblem Three Houses without half of the story. That's Final Fantasy Tactics. I love the game. The music is amazing. The gameplay is fun as shit. But I think that might be a kind of game that's way more fun to play than for someone to watch. That's my take, okay? So out of those, what would I be most interested in playing? Probably 5, 8, or 12. 5 because I've played it before and I know that I would enjoy playing it again. 8 because I never beat it and I don't even really understand what was coming. 12 again because I kind of played it and never beat it. So those would be the ones. Thin Mints tipped me $2 since I first played Final Fantasy VII this spring. I played a modded PC version with a better retranslation and some graphical updates. I feel the original English translation does a poor job of explaining the character of Zack, as well as Sephiroth and Genova's relationship. All right, I'm glad you didn't do any spoilers. I thought you did at first, but you did not. We'll see, because again, my memories, in my opinion, my memories are that you're correct. The game does not do a good job of giving that information at all, okay? And explaining that story at all. But maybe I'll feel differently because we're replaying it together. I don't know. We'll find out. Thank you, Thin Mints. Saint Rum tipped me $1.50. Says, do you feel the fact that Final Fantasy VII was the first sci-fi style Final Fantasy contributed to your initial dislike for it? It was so different from the rest. Now there's been more sci-fi Final Fantasy, so do you feel that you're more used to the setting? I mean, yeah, it was very jarring. It was very jarring at the time. It was a completely different style of setting. There's no fantasy to it. There's no fantasy aspects, or I should say medieval fantasy aspects to it, and that was completely different. I mean, yeah, Final Fantasy VI was steampunk, but also had castles and things, so it had some of that fantasy or medieval aspect to it. This one has none, right? It was jarring. It felt like they really wanted to push it more towards edgy. You know what I'm saying? They wanted to be an edgy game, edgy characters. There's some gore and death in the game. Like Barrett is swearing in the game. Oh, so edgy, right? My God, don't get me started on the stupid wall market with the sexual content. Of course, optional, but still, it's in there. It's like, come on, it's dumb. In my opinion, they really went. They were really trying to market this game to teenagers. They wanted Final Fantasy to become edgy 90s teen bait. You see? While previously it didn't feel like that at all. That was definitely one of the things that I felt made it not as good, in my opinion. So, Snow Carl to the $1.50 says, since the computer is a taxes write-off, do you think it's smarter for the benefactor to send you money and let you pay for it? We're not even getting there, Snow Carl. And by the way, whatever the agreement ends up being has none of your business. All right? Let me just say, rest assured, however we do it, it will be done properly. If the person sends me funds for it, I will pay taxes on the funds that I receive. If the person buys it for me, it will be claimed appropriately as a gift on my taxes and determined if I have to pay taxes on it as a gift. It's none of your business. And by you bringing...
Fine, let's rewind. So, MRC Midnight is saying he just bit his nail right now. Oh my god, some of these fucking freeze frames from just like rewinding 5 seconds. Like these faces, man. These are just funny in their own right, just doing this back and forth. Fucking hell, man. Right, get a bit distracted. I was fucking seeing Phil being more clownish than usual. When Black Cat commented, it was right after that. Did he actually bite his fucking nails? Hang on.
It was very jarring at the time. It was a completely different style of setting. There's no fantasy to it.
Let's look for it.
There's no fantasy
that's
aspects, or I should say medieval fantasy aspects to it, and that was completely different. I mean, yeah, Final Fantasy VI was steampunk, but also had castles and things, so it had some of that fantasy.
He keeps rubbing his moustache and
this one
rubbing
has
his
none,
nose.
right? It was jarring.
Oh.
It felt like they really wanted to put...
That was weird. Hang on. Wait. Oh shit, I fucking I know, I kind of went and lost where I was.
Style combat, and it has a good story. You have to Fire Emblem Three Houses. Music is amazing.
Where was
the
I?
gameplay is
No,
fun as
where-
shit.
I lost-
but
I
I think
lost
that
so
might
much
be a kind of
progress
game
there,
that's
sorry.
way more fun to play than for someone
Was it
to
here?
watch.
Was it here?
That's my take. Okay.
I'm not too far. Wait.
So out of those, what would I be most interested
Wait.
in playing? Probably 5, 8, or 12. Played it and never beat. I played a modded PC explaining. Yeah. All right. I'm glad you didn't do any spoilers. I thought you did it first, but you did not.
Wait.
We'll see, because again, my memories, in my opinion, my memories are that you're correct.
Forward.
The game does, but and explaining that story at all. But maybe I'll. Rum took me $1.50. Says, you feel the fact that Final Fantasy VII was the first sci-fi final. It was a completely different style of setting, medieval fantasy aspects to it, and that was completely different. I mean, yeah, Final Fantasy VI was steampunk, but also had castles, right? So it had some of that fantasy.
Right, let's have a good real slow down on this. So let's just make sure of this, right? Everyone paying close attention. Is this a nail bite properly?
Or medieval aspect to it. This one has none, right? It was jarring.
I think that counts. Dashy, I need your opinion on this, pal. This is your card. Is that a genuine nail bite? Some people are saying no. Picking teeth. See, I thought it was picking teeth. I thought it was just picking his teeth. I didn't think he was biting his nails properly. I thought he was just picking his teeth. I just thought he was picking his damn teeth. But is that a nail bite? Hang on, so one more time.
Evil aspect to it. This one has none, right? It was jarring. It felt like they really wanted to push it more towards edgy.
Oh god. What do we do? Some people don't think it's a nail bite, some people do think it's a nail bite. I thought he was picking his damn teeth. He's still talking. He's actually still talking while he does it, which is weird. You can't do a proper nail bite if you're talking at the fucking time, right? Usually it's quiet as hell and you just try to nibble them and, you know, trim them or whatever. You know, is it a genuine nail bite? Is a teeth pick with a minor bite at the end? Should it be counted though? That's what I'm saying. It's not one of the usual kind of things. It's a nail bite, is it? It's equally disgusting and big. Like, I'm gonna keep playing, guys. Right? Why he bit? If it isn't, we all know one is coming. Let's keep playing, right? Let's keep watching.
You know what I'm saying?
At 1.5 speed. Let's just keep watching at 1.5 speed. It might do a proper, genuine one, okay? So, let's keep going for now. Can you fill it half in? Like, I might make it like a very opaque colour. Like, hang on, is there anything I can do to make it like super opaque? Like that.
Money, yeah. Money. Oh, money, yeah. Money.
Thank you, Jed Ryan, for the subscription. Much appreciated. Thank you very much. I've made it the very palest of greens right now. We're going to keep watching at 1.5 speed, alright, guys? Because he still might do it properly and genuinely. So fuck it, we're going to keep watching, and we'll see if it is a proper one.
Saying they want to be an edgy game, edgy characters. There's some gore and death in the game. Like Barrett is swearing in the game. Oh, so edgy, right? My God, don't get me started on the stupid wall market with the sexual content, which was optional, but still it's in there. It's like, come on, it's dumb. In my opinion, they were really trying to market this game to teenagers. They wanted Final Fantasy to become edgy 90s teen bait. You see? While previously it didn't feel like that at all. That was definitely one of the things that I felt made it not as good, in my opinion. So, Snow Carl to $1.50 says, the computer is a taxes write-off. Do you think it's smarter for the benefactor to send you money and let you pay for it? We're not even getting there, Snow Carl. And by the way, whatever the agreement ends up being has none of your business. All right? Let me just say, rest assured. However we do it, it will be done properly. If the person sends me funds for it, I will pay taxes on the funds that I receive. If the person buys it for me, it will be claimed appropriately as a gift on my taxes and determined if I have to pay taxes on it as a gift. It's none of your business. And by you bringing it up, all it does is try to get other people in my fucking business. So just stop right now. All right? Okay.
Yeah, it was a bit salty and toxic. We're kind of back where we left off originally. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. some people are going to be annoyed as fuck when we bring this up, but if we can't all agree on what a fucking nail bite is, some people are seeing that and saying it's not a nail bite, and some people, if we can't all agree on it, can we really fucking say it is? Everything else that's happened on his card, we can agree it's happened. He was toxic, he did self-brag, he had a dumb close-up, a genuine dumb close-up, he actually had a proper one. He said, so he just had a rant at Snowcrawler, definitely said Snowcrawler, he said engaging earlier on, he said see what happens, he said sound good, comment, excited. Everything on this card we can agree actually has happened. The one thing we cannot agree on right now is him actually chewing his damn nails properly. So it's one of those things, as much as exciting as it would be to fucking say it happened and at that point, if we can't all fucking agree on it, you know, if we're not sure entirely, then I don't feel it's a weird one. Snow Carl was a great addition. Yeah, I would agree on that. It's a great one. Guys, he might still do it. He still may actually do it properly. So let's just keep watching and we'll see.
Then Snow Carl, then another $1.50 tip. He says, no offense, I think you're out of your depth on the PC build thing. I think you should ask someone knowledgeable for help to prevent major costly mistakes you'll regret later. I'm sure Linus Tech Tips would love to help you. I'm not involving anyone in this, because here's what would happen. You get someone involved, I get a PC, oops, something's not perfect, and now that person gets a bunch of shit for it. In addition, most people would not want to be involved with me because of my trolls. So I'm not stupid, I wasn't born yesterday. You basically did two of the worst suggestions in these tips to ever. First you want me to talk about financial arrangements, about a PC build that we're not even there yet. We're not even talking about that, we're just trying to figure out what I would need. And now you're talking about, like, dude, how about this, alright? Snow Carl, please listen up. You ready? Cut the shit with the bait. Because I know what you're doing. I'm not stupid. I wasn't born yesterday. You're trying to bait out topics that are going to cause drama and issues, particularly with my detractors. Shut the fuck up with that shit right now. All right? You're getting on my nerves.
The thing is, though, it's a good suggestion. Phil is replacing, you know, picking somebody that actually knows what they're talking about with his chat. If it doesn't work, that person would get shit off Phil. Instead, he's going to have his chat help him pick shit so he can give them shit. He doesn't mind giving his chat shit because he does it all the fucking time and he knows someone seems to fucking like it. But if he gets help off some fucking prominent, smart, intelligent person, you know, on the internet, and it fucking doesn't work out for him, he's going to be afraid to give them shit, you know what I mean? Because that'd make him look like a scumbag piece of shit. He's perfectly happy and content of giving his chat shit. He just demonstrated it with Snow Carl that gives him tips every single fucking day. They're small, tiny ones, but they all fucking add up. Now, he's dumb as hell for giving them the tips, but there you go. If he had a brain in his head, he would just say, yes, no, Carl, it's a great idea. Yeah, I don't understand why Phil does not just, like, go out and reach out to somebody for help and assistance, even behind the scenes for advice. You know, find a YouTuber that's actually that does similar setup to you, similar style of content to you. Find someone that like does live streams specifically, and then just, you know, pretty much uploads those clips of the live streams or even highlights. But find someone similar in your position and reach out to them and ask them for their setup, so you can maybe do something similar. Pick their brains, do it behind the scenes, ask them to keep it quiet, so you don't have to worry about the trolls going after them. Instead, he just relies on his chat, so he has a scapegoat. He has a scapegoat for who to blame when it all goes to shit.
Okay. Spawn Killer tipped me $1.50. Says, did you say Final Fantasy VII is the worst? No, I did not. Final Fantasy VII is one of my favorites. It's the first Final Fantasy game I ever played. I actually feel it's one of the best. It has a really good plot. So, okay. That's unfair, says Snow Carl. No, what's unfair is that I have to put up with this shit. That's what's unfair. Is that you try to bait me into saying shit that you know is going to cause problems for me. That's what's really unfair. And now I got to be a nice guy about it. And instead of just outright banning someone, I got to pretend to be nice and everything. So that way I don't get people upset. You know what you're doing. People were not fucking born yesterday, dude. Seriously. We weren't.
And yet Phil will not ban him because he gives him money. Phil was already making us all look bad by... He calls out Snow Carl on it, but he won't fucking get rid of him. He likes getting the money off him. If people weren't giving him money and saying the same shit, you can bet your ass he'd be history and Phil won't even fucking acknowledge that shit. Phil's already making himself look like a fucking scummy piece of shit by taking his money and still letting him do it all the time.
We're all born yesterday. We know what you're up to. Cut the shit. Enough with your little drama baiting bullshit. We're all tired of it. Have you not noticed recently something about DSP Gaming? You notice there's not like drama on it? You've noticed this, right? There's nothing really going on dramatic. In fact, take a look at some of my interactions recently, like with Rich from Review Tech USA. There's been no drama at all. In fact, it's been pleasantly interacting with other people recently. You notice that, right? We don't need. It's like some people just can't seriously get the hint that those days of drama are behind us, and they always have to try to interject the next drama. I know what I'll do. I'll start Phil talking about discussion about how he's gonna do this as a gift or tax payments and shit like that. I know what I'll do. We'll get other YouTubers involved in the drama of Phil building a PC, and now there'll be a big circle. Shut the fuck up. All right? Let me tell you right now, publicly in front of everyone, shut the fuck up. We don't need your drama baiting on the streams. I'm tired of it at this point, and I'm tired of being nice to people who try to drama bait on my streams. This is your formal notice to cut the shit. All right? Cut it out. Okay. Kyler did a super chat and says, can you explain the lore behind Selsun Blue and you? There actually is none. It was just something randomly that I said on a stream. I don't even remember how I came up with it. It might have actually been that I actually remembered an ad from Selsun Blue from like the 80s or 90s. Because for me, I grew up at a time when those ads on TV were very catchy and almost like mini stories and mini movies. So like, oh, the power of Selsun Blue will wipe out your scalp issues with dandruff and blah, blah, blah. So they probably resonated in my head. And then one day here I am, back in the day before I was doing interactive streaming like I do now. And I was trying to fill commentary time. So make a silly joke about random shit. Well, let's do a fake plug. Well, today's gameplay session brought to you by the amazing cleansing powers of Selsun Blue. And then come back, wow, that amazing ass whipping of that boss was brought to you by Selsun Blue. And that was it. Like, there never was meaning behind it. And then what's funny about that is I never even used it, right? I never even used it until a joke video that I did, a joke DSP tries it about 5 years ago, if you remember. I did a video where I tried Selsun Blue in the shower. And I dicked around with it. I haven't used it since. That was the only time I've ever used Selsun Blue in my life. So there you go. I don't even know if I still have that bottle. I might have thrown it out. I don't know. So yeah, there's really no big story behind it. I never had a sponsorship with Selsun Blue. I never even used Selsun Blue. It was just kind of a running joke. Okay. Local Nomad has re-upped his membership for 15 months. Thank you, Local Nomad, for the support. He says, will you get Street Fighter 6 for both consoles? That is completely undetermined. But the thing is, supposedly, unless they change this, all right, supposedly, it's going to be cross-platform. Were you aware? Street Fighter 6 is supposed to be cross-platform. So if you buy it on one console, you play against competition on both. So I would not see the reason to need it for both consoles. Although admittedly, I'm not sure because now I have joysticks for both. My PS5 joystick is very old. I bought it for Street Fighter 5's premiere. That's how old it is. My joystick for the Xbox is brand new. I've barely used it. So maybe I would purposely buy it on the Xbox. So that way I could use the newer joystick. I don't know. I'll have to think about it. But at this point, we don't even know when the game's coming out. This isn't even a concern. Okay? Big floppy nipples, which I don't even understand. How do nipples floppy? It doesn't make any sense. Did $1.50 tip. It says, what Final Fantasy is the worst? Well, at one point I used to say 7, but no, it's 8. I really feel that 8 was the worst. I did not like a single character in Final Fantasy 8 when I was playing it. Usually when you're playing a game, you need something to latch onto, something you like, right? I detested them all. I seriously did. I was like, there's no one of redeemable value in this game. I hate everybody, you know? Okay. I think that's it. I think we did all the shout-outs now. So, ladies and gents, let us briefly end the Level 1 podcast. I actually have had my PS5 off this morning. Usually it's on, but I was charging my controller. I forgot to charge my PS5 controller overnight, so the past couple hours it's been charging, so it should be fine now. And let's get set up. We're going to take a brief break. We're going to use the restroom. It'll be very short, and we're going to do Final Fantasy 7. I actually have no idea what's coming up in the game. I don't remember what's next. So, guys, thank you. Great Level 1 podcast today. I hope you like the new intro. Thank you for the discussion of PC components that will continue. And let's get the show on the road. Thank you all. All right, let's swap over here. And by the way, Jade, I did see that you said you'll be in and out today. That is fine. Again, I hope that you're feeling better. I know that you haven't been feeling so good recently. Let's get this going. Oh, stretch. Oh. What a stretch. There we go. Okay. Here we go. Whoop. There we are. I was like, where'd it go? Let's get the camera going. Okay, wow, I think it actually might be aligned. For like the first time ever, I don't think I have to readjust the camera. Can you believe it? It looks good. All right. So guys, let's briefly take a break here. Just a couple minutes. We'll use the restroom very quickly, be right back, and then we'll start with Final Fantasy 7. Sound good? All right, I'll see you in just a sec, guys.
He's not even running ads, so maybe we can actually just fill live yet there. How about I just live now? Oh, he's just back now. Look, we're live right now, and he's just back. So that was well timed. We're live.
All right,
time
everyone.
Again. We're not catching up.
Are we
live.
ready? I hope so. I hope you guys are ready. Hold on one second. Get everything hooked up and working here.
So you guys can also see what I'm seeing.
A lot of moving parts.
Pick up
what I
stream,
do.
Like,
all right, a lot of complexities to it. You may not realize that.
There you
go. But making all this work is not just simple work. It's like one of those Rube Goldberg devices.
There's a $51 tip. You just
got
get
the hamster running on the wheel, and then it makes a big boot kick, and it hits a bucket with the ball. The ball goes down a ramp.
I feel like they're trying to start a tip board.
It hits a springboard, and on the springboard, a frog does a double flip.
Of like top tips.
Grabs a fly. The fly pulls fly paper that makes a bunch of balloons crash down. As the balloons pop, whipped cream fills up in a bowl. as the bowl gets heavier, it weighs down on a pressure plate. And then that pressure plate starts my recording.
Yeah, let us know soon.
That was really stupid.
I can't mind.
Ladies and gentlemen, I just got a giant tip from Last Super Chat. Last Super Chat. Someone's trying to screw up the leaderboard because their name is Last Super Chat. Yeah. Last Super Chat did a $51 tip. Okay? That's funny. So that's going to screw up the leaderboard now. So, here we go. That's no lie. See, that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to make it say top tip, last super chat, like the leaderboard screwed up. But I'm going to delete that because I don't want to have that on there. So there you go. By the way, that might screw up the recording too. But anyway, we're at to $108 in tips. In fact, that might have just started a recording. Hold on a second here. It did. So let me stop it. Yeah, that button, which I never use, actually starts and stops. It's a shortcut button for OBS. So that's really, anyway. So thank you to Last Super Chat. Oops, for a $51 tip. Whoever you may be, you've gotten us up to $108 in tips, and that means, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for a hat.
Yeah.
Now, what hat would you guys like to see for Final Fantasy today? What's up, Great Fox? How are you today? Welcome. Isn't it 109? Wait, I thought we were at 58. Oh, wait, you're right. I didn't add the dollar. You're absolutely right. I forgot. I'm sorry. I'm 40 years old now, everyone. My brain is degrading. I don't have as much intelligent thought as I used to, so I can't do basic arithmetic. So I apologize for that. Thank you for telling me, and I fixed it. So I told, in order to do arithmetic, what has to happen is, so I have to touch the keyboard, but what happens is that triggers a Rube Goldberg device. Okay, we're not going to go through that again. Let's do a poll for the hat.
We're still not recording yet, remember, so we're still playing bingo. It's not over yet.
Which hat is FF7 best? The cowboy hat? Let's see, okay, I did the beanie, I did the digital blue, and we did the outdoorsy fishing, I usually call it a fishing hat. We did those recently. So what haven't I done recently? We haven't done the fake hair hat recently. We haven't done the Viking hat recently, which would be the stuffed Viking hat, by the way, not the hard one. I'm not wearing that one anymore. That one hurt. That was a Skyrim exclusive. Or we could do Pikachu. There you go. There you go. Please vote.
Shut your mouth, you thong-wearing fatty!
Okay, ready? All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we're back. Let me lower the volume.
He is recording, guys. I'm sorry, that's the end of the bingo. And it looks like... go away, stupid poll. Close poll. Looks like we're one shy. I know this was the weirdest one for sure for the bingo. Like, this was like the closest one that's possible been. The fact is, we could not have a general consensus of whether it even was a damn tune of an ale or not. It feels so weird. I know. We were so close. I'll commit tax fraud on this. Don't do that. Guys, it was so close, but come on, we couldn't all agree. That's the thing. There's so many people in chat say I don't think that's a fingernail. Yeah, this is definitely the closest we've been, no Dashi. Definitely closest. I blame Dashi. But a bit harsher, Bradburn. Sorry, guys. It's one of those ones. I mean, as good as it would be to get 25 out of 25 and all that shit, it's so close, but we want to make sure of it. We don't want to just, belittle the occasion, I guess. It's as dumb as it sounds to try and take it as serious. It's just, I know some people just say, for fuck's sake, it's just a game of bingo, man, but 25 out of 25 would be pretty fucking gnarly, not to use an old 90s term or anything to sound like a fucking zoomer, but yeah, it'd be pretty fucking gnarly. But I want it to. I mean, especially the first time it happens as well. I want it to be fucking like a wee bit mean and taking all that shit. It's just me. I'm kind of done that way, man. But I just want to make sure we're sure of it. Yeah, it says a lot of colours as full as it is, and I'm keeping that as pale green. That was damn close. Can we even find when it happened?
Tech tips would love to help you. I'm not involved.
Oh, that's before. I think we need to go behind before that because pretty sure it happened.
The combat, because the majority of the game is the combat. It's like Fire 10-2. I've always and I never beat it. I thought the plot couldn't continue in my playthrough.
I mean, when it
12.
happened,
I loved the gameplay of because the gameplay is very story. The problem is it's incredibly slow paced of a game.
Was that this one?
Like really slow paced of a game. You have to real Fire Emblem Three Houses with is amazing. The game someone to watch. So out of those, what would I be most interested in? 5, 8, because I never. Those would be the ones. Thin Mints tipped me $2 since I first played Final Fantasy VII this spring. I played a modded PC version with a better retranslation and some graphical updates. I feel the original English off. These are information at all. Together, I don't know. I feel the fact that Final Fantasy VII was the first sci-fi style Final Fantasy contributed to your initial dislike for it. This one again. It was so different from the rest. Now there's been more sci-fi Final Fantasy. Money. It was very money.
Thank you very much, Sniper No Sniping, for the subscription. Much appreciated. Let me try and find this one very quickly, guys, just so we can look at it again for people who missed it before. This is how close we were to a full bingo card, but this is what we could not. Let's see if we can find the damn thing.
Very jarring. There's no fantasy aspects, or I should was steampunk, but also it has none, right? Add some of that fantasy or medieval aspect to it.
This is how close we were to a full bingo card. And I'm going to slow it down again to 0.5. People think, some people are saying this is him biting his nails. Some people are saying he's picking his tooth. So, and it's like not really biting. This is what I'm saying. Nobody could agree this was chewing nails.
This one has none, right? It was jarring. It felt like they.
This is what I'm saying. This is what nobody. Like some people say. Obviously, people did agree to an extent, but some people agreed with some, and some people agreed with others. There was a disagreement in general overall because nobody could have a general consensus. There's a noise afterwards, exactly, but it could be his nail hitting his tooth without anything happening. You can make a nail and a sound by just hitting your nail against a tooth. He wiped in his pants. Yeah, he's disgusting, man. Phil, if you just observed Phil's weird actions and scratches, like on the stream, it's in the ear, it's rubbing his nose, his moustache, and then he fucking hit his back. He actually had to contort himself to have a good back scratch going on. He gets all over himself, man. It's weird. I like the fact he stares at the loot he found. Yeah. It's a weird kind of look afterwards. Jesus, man.
This one has
one more time.
None.
One more time.
Right. It was jarring.
He's still practically talking through it. Always kind of just kind of going, It's weird as hell. And as I'm saying, the whole chat, there were some people who kept saying it's not a bite. It's that's what I'm saying. We cannot get a full. Obviously, usually it's clear as hell somebody's biting the nail, so if we cannot, we hear something. I mean, is it just the sound of his nail hitting his teeth? Is it really a genuinely bite him as being a bit of a faction? Make rid of the fucking thing, man, if it's causing this much drama. Inserts finger in mouth. Mouth action. Mouth action sounds so good. Mouth action sounds like a fucking term you would use with your significant other when you want some hanky panky, like some foreplay. That's another strange term for foreplay. Can I get some mouth action tonight, darling? Someone need to buy him a 4K camera so we can tell. Yeah. And sausage. Oh my god, man! I don't know. We could rename it to finger and mouth or something, just so if this happens again, whether he bites or not, even if it's tooth picking or actually biting his nails, it would count for both. To fill his finger is foreplay, that's nasty. And I bet he doesn't wash his hands either. God damn. Right, aye. Well, that's the end of the bingo now, guys. We can't agree. I think we should go to Notepad again. And I think we should update this. So, where's Choose Nails? There it is here, Choose Nails. I'm going to rebrand this to... what should I rebrand it to? Well, it's just usually one at a time, isn't it? Don't need to worry about several at once. Be weird. Mouth play. Mouth play be weird. I'll just do finger and mouth. If he's biting his nails, it counts. If he's like picking his teeth, it counts. It covers both things. So yeah, I we'll happy with that. We'll agree that's a good way to go forward in future. Sticks dirty hands into his mouth. Oh, he got a finger. No, I'm not naming it that. I'm just gonna hit save. Right, I'm just gonna hit save, and I'm just gonna go. Right. Pixar. I'm going to end it with Pixar animation again. Not naming it fucking that. We're close. We were so close, but sadly it was not to be. But it was a hell of an effort. But I'm going to end it with some contributions from Notorious P.I.G. from the excellent animation by Pixar Animations. So let's get back onto it, so you guys can enjoy it. And this is how we'll see it out tonight. But guys, thank you very much for coming. I appreciate it. Thanks for the contributions, for the subscriptions, for example. Thank you for the suggestions. Thank you for keeping me right in the bingo. Thank you for making sure I didn't go too far astray. Prophet's picking the card tomorrow. That's right, he's picking the card completely tomorrow. We're going to trust Prophet's judgment. Him and his nasty ass mind. He's got a sick imagination. But we're going to trust him to pick the card. And I can already tell with card number 69. I just need to figure out what action or word or phrase or whatever it'll be that he picks. To see out the stream, we're going to have some Notorious P.I.G. contributions, as I said. But thank you very much, guys, and I'll catch you all tomorrow, hopefully. But thanks once again. Maybe tomorrow will be a day we get a full 25 out of 25. But it's been kind, Jad. Hope you enjoyed the video. Peace out.
On September 4th.
It would tell if I played it in real-time speed and not 0.5 there. Although it would last twice as long. It would last twice as long. I'll just fix that for you. There we go. And we'll go back to the start.
On September 14th, a pre-authorized payment of $16.51 from PayPal.
All right, Luna Mills has tipped me $1.30. It says, "I'm back. What's your favorite type of shower?" When you're showered in money. When you go outside, all of a sudden, greenbacks start falling from the sky, and you raise your face up. You're like, oh, you start dancing. You go, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. All right, I don't know what the hell you're talking about, but thank you for the first tip of the day. Money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, money, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, 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 yeah, yeah. Money, money, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. These contributions are mandatory. Money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, money, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, 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 yeah, yeah. Money, money, oh, money. the money.
Free.
Money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, money. Oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, money. Money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, money. Oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. These contributions are mandatory. And it's gone, just gone like that. In an instant, fucking gone.